Oh, we're demonetized.
Not that quickly. What?
Okay, we weren't live for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, even then, I think... Didn't you say it had to be longer than that?
Let's test them. Nintendo's the one you don't fuck with, though.
Well, I mean, unless you're the president of the United States in the White House, and then they're like, yeah, I guess we'll let you get away with utilizing our stuff, and we're not going to cry about it. We'll just be like, can you take it down? But we're not going to sue you. Please, just take it down.
Please, we'd appreciate that. We're busy suing Power World. We're not going to sue you over your use of Pokemon.
Yeah, insanity.
Fucking dicks. I'm glad we're not live, though.
Yeah, sure.
Do you know the following minorities are my favorite to least favorite? We're not live, right? Favorite number. I'm just kidding. I don't even know where to start. There's too many. Too many good ones. My least favorite minority. Fucking clan.
Damn.
You know,
that's one way to do it.
You know, they're like they're not an ethnic minority. They're like a social minority. They're
like a thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's a choice. They're a club. Being clan is a choice, and I am not for it.
It's a bad one, so I agree. It's a horrible choice. Why y'all be doing things like, how about not?
Do you know what's crazy? As I'm jogging between the two stream previews, and you can't tell this, but the canvas for horizontal versus vertical are horizontally jogged from each other like 10 pixels or something. They're slightly off of each other. Well, we're just sitting here waiting to hear the producer say you're on in, but you know,
I was waiting for your bit to be over. I thought you were going to do an intro.
The intro happens when the show starts.
Okay, you're on in 3, 2.
Where's the debate menu?
1.
It doesn't exist.
It's not even up there. Hey, welcome everybody. It is August 11th. 1 month to go till the big 25-year anniversary. 25 years since 9/11. 1 month from today. You feel old now?
No, I think it just hit me that I took too long to realize why you were saying 1 month from today. That's also my dad's birthday. So
a month from yesterday is the anniversary of the best thing ever to happen to me, and that is my partner and I. Also, a month from yesterday will be the anniversary of Charlie Kirk's death. They came on the same day. You know, it is what it is. It is. Oh, you mean
just 1 day? It'll be 1 month from today. 1 month from today would be 12 months since the last time he was racist. So
1 month from yesterday.
No, today, because he said racist stuff before he died.
Right, but he died on the 10th, and it's the 11th.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
What?
He said racist stuff before he died.
Right. Oh, so you're saying 1 year of zero racism, but it was a leap year. I'm fucking with you now. I don't think it was.
It was not a leap year.
Was this year a leap year? It could have been.
No, 2028 is the leap year.
No one knows. They don't tell us when they are. You wake up one day and it may have been the 29th yesterday. That's how leap years work. Nobody knows when they are. Welcome everybody to Calling It Now. We are really wanting that debate menu. I guess I'll do it. I'll put it up there. Let's see. MAGA can't solve anything. Capitalism is over. MAGA hates women. TDS is real, but MAGA has it. What else should we add to this bad boy? Call to debate, people. Call to debate. We're ready for you.
Let's see. Where is that menu? Goodness, I lost track of all the options you went through. So
yeah.
It should just be conservatives instead of MAGA, because I don't think anyone actually wants to claim to be MAGA anymore.
Conservatism can't work.
That's a good point.
Capitalism, I'm going to actually just change it to has failed. 336-543-2101 if you'd like to call in and chat with us. I did see we've got some different funny things happening in the news. And you know where I get my news? At linepod.app. That's where I get my news. linepod.app, where patrons of $10 or more can contribute to decide what we are going to cover on the podcasts, which are going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think going forward, we're going to be switching the podcast day to Tuesdays. We're going to be moving times around on different stuff. It's going to be a whole shebang. But Tuesdays and Thursdays is looking like the future podcast schedule. Yeah, Donald Trump apparently has not ruled out the possibility that he's going to use a national security emergency for the elections. This is not at all fucking surprising. It's make up a tragedy so then you can basically impose your will. People voted for Donald Trump in the hope that Donald Trump would make it so that they always won their elections by never winning elections ever again. Like by never having real elections ever again.
Yeah, and I guess we'll see, because another judge, like under that same vein, is like, yeah, USPS can't delay mail-in ballots, so fuck out of here.
Right. By the way, if you're in Texas,
the Supreme Court does.
The suspended voter list is now up to 1.2 million people. Let me find out if I'm on it. Let's see, suspended voter list, because they are doing excessive numbers of. There's nothing wrong with purging election rolls periodically at a reasonable pace. There is, however, a problem with it when you are being a piece of shit and you're doing it over and over again to try and hopefully just disqualify people from voting based on whether or not they sent you back a postcard. So, yeah, you have to go to the your registration portal. Let's see, Texas, check voter registration and make sure that you are still good to vote, because 1.2 million people in Texas, because Republicans know they cannot win an election unless they cheat.
And
they
it's so
can't
crazy.
Win an election unless they cheat.
It's so crazy when people try to say that elections are stolen under certain years, right? Like, just a friendly reminder, guys. In 2016, when the election was free and clear, Barack Obama was president. 2020, the election was stolen, and stolen. And guess who was president? Trump. Very interesting. And then in 2024, it was a free and clear election that Donald Trump won, and Joe Biden was president. Why is it that every election is fair when a Democrat is president, but not when a Republican is?
Guys, by the way, babe, is there a screenshot as the last input of the line merch page right now? I haven't been on since this happened. So, Luthien, is that there? I don't know if it got saved because I had done it the other day.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, go ahead and put that up real quick. Just overlay one is fine. Guys, y'all got to get this shirt. I made it as cheap as I can. I'm not even joking. We're in debt because of this shirt, because I made it so cheap, because I also sent like 10 or so out to different influencers, and we only make, I think right now, because basically you have to set it to where no matter how a person ships, whatever little piece we get taken off, because shipping's not free, but weirdly, depending on where it's shipping, it might cut into our profits or not. We essentially make an average of $2 on this shirt. I'm not even joking. We made it $19. Some shirts come in and we make 30 cents, and some come in and we make like $2.50. If you guys aren't familiar, you can go ahead and take it down, and I'll probably tell you to put it back up in a moment. This is the guy who has the Democrats can't debate shirt. Dude, you can take the overlay down. This is the Democrats can't debate, liberals can't debate, patriarchy over feminism. This guy, I challenged this man, Professor Mike, to a debate. He accepted the challenge. We were supposed to vote. I believe it was on May 5th. It was either May 5th or May 3rd. I can't remember now. It was May 5th or May 3rd. I have I've got a brain injury from my car accident, so I'm allowed to forget. I'm going to milk the shit out of that thing. The debate comes up and he goes, "Oh, this is my fault. I had other commitments today that I made a mistake. And so I'm going to have to reschedule, but I will tell you when I can." I check in with him every couple weeks. He starts using slurs. "Stop riding my dick, you F slur." Shit like that. And some R slurs, some F slurs. "I'll tell you when I'm ready." 3 months go by. 3 months go by with this Professor Mike douchebag. 3 fucking months go by. And I hit him up on Wednesday, whichever day of the month Wednesday was the 3-month mark, the 5th. Okay. I wrote 3 months today. You still pretending it's a time problem? And then I asked, is this just because I'm taller than you? Because here's the thing, guys. I love short dudes. They're great. In fact, as far as like being bisexual, I'm never attracted to men taller than me. So even in my own attraction world, like I like short guys. Okay. But MAGA dudes are really, really sensitive about one. If you are short and you've made it your personality in a I'm a dick about it way, there's like a 98% chance you're MAGA. And two, the ones that aren't short are really scared of being mistaken for short. Luthien, you're right. I do think Eric from True Blood is hot, but more in a I wish I looked like Eric from True Blood way than I'd want to bang Eric from True Blood because he doesn't give sub energy, and I don't get with no DOMs. Anyway, this guy, I wrote, is this just because I'm taller than you on that one? He goes, didn't you just lose to Marte Ruelas? LOL. Guys, have you watched the debate from last Tuesday?
No fucking way.
Jovan and me versus Marte and Jake.
I was crashing out in the comments.
Like, bro, this is rough. And they complained.
Jake himself was like, I don't know those guys.
They complained that it was unfair because it was essentially open. It was open question, so they couldn't prepare, which is the best kind of debate, in my opinion, because we couldn't prepare either. We didn't have prepared questions. It's literally, here's my worldview versus your worldview, who on a day-to-day basis, who are out here presenting that we have the best worldview, can, on a whim, otherwise, it's basically the same thing I hate about Phil Bros. I'm gonna memorize my script, and I'm just gonna spend all my time trying to get you back to my script, which Marte still tried to do.
Oh my God, yeah. The number of times I was at the point where it's like, if he mentions abortion again, someone just tell me owes Ari $50 because there was no offense to you or Jovan, but there was no women representation.
They literally tried to do make a rise in left-wing violence argument, and then he was like, I don't know, you could say there's not because of abortion. And so they're like, well, first of all,
so dumb.
Abortion pre-existed it. Second of all, the context of the question clearly is not talking about abortion. Third of all, we'd be talking about a rise. Wouldn't, if we were going on abortion numbers alone, isn't there a current reduction in abortion because they're being denied more? So I guess left-wing violence is going down if you guys want to talk about it. And fourth of all, it's fucking crazy when it's like, let's say I'm the kid who's the bully at school, and I just go and I keep punching people in the face. And then one day, Jovan punches me in the face. And they're like, we want to talk about the rise in violence amongst Jovan as though it is worse than the constant subjection of violence that we're getting from. Sure, Jimmy's always violent, but that's Jimmy. He's always violent. So we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Jovan punching him for the first time back. Anyway, so Professor Mike writes, didn't you just lose to Marte Ruelas? Lol. But anyways, unlike you, some of us have real lives and don't spend every minute online. This guy literally puts out so many of these dumb TikToks, and it's been 3 months. He told me when we first were setting it up that he has Mondays through Wednesdays off. And based on how you conducted yourself in the debate against Marte, I'm sorry, the one that you said I lost? The debate I lost? The debate I lost against Marte? I'm no longer interested. I see no benefit in debating you. You have nothing to offer. Now get off my nuts, F slur. So there's a few things here. First of all, if it's so easy to defeat me, why would going on what would arguably be the one of the largest platforms you've ever been given access to, where you would then embarrass me in front of my audience like I did to Marte and Jake. It's just sad that their whole audience doesn't. If you combine their whole audience, you don't break double digits. I thought they had more than that, honestly, going in, because my exposure to them was like these shorts of them being platformed at places where debates happen and stuff, and them doing things with people. I thought they had some kind of. Turns out they didn't have any. It was basically charity to put them on.
I went and looked, and Jake on his personal YouTube had like 76 subscribers. And I put it in the chat and people were just rolling with it. I'm like, I love the chat so much for me just giving them the slightest amount of ammunition. And they're like 76 subs. I get more and I don't even post videos. I don't do debates. I just talk in chats. And I'm like, that's great.
He's had at least one. There might have been a second one, but he's had at least one thumbnail. He's tried to put my face in a thumbnail of a video about our debate.
Really?
Yeah, I
don't remember the guy's name, so I just
it's
remember
really
Jake.
funny. It popped up because I had looked for him, so I saw it. It was funny though, because the night of, he was like, yeah, well, we're gonna go over and do this thing there, and we know you'll be listening. And I was like, you do not
know
me at all. I fully will not be going. I don't care. Like, there's nothing. You guys have not done well enough for me to give a shit. You guys did really bad today.
So bad. And Jake and his weird obsession with actually both of them in their weird obsession with Destiny. And then Jake's weird obsession with Andrew Wilson just got all so weird. Just
very. They were mad at me because I told Jake, I was trying to say like, hey, the way you presented yourself in that one video, that should be the quality of your content. You looked very handsome. The video looked good. If you wanted to like actually go anywhere, stop looking like you put Vaseline on your webcam. But I said it in a nice way. They wanted to obsess over that being me hitting on Jake. Guys, first of all, Jake is capable of looking okay. I can do much better than Jake, even if he was queer.
That was polite of you.
Legitimately, my prostate turns into a little raisin when I'm around MAGA people. I have no interest in those fucking weirdos. But anyway, they're obsessed with that. Like but then the way they were just writing the absolute, it seemed like a sexual fantasy they have about, I think they jerk off to that terrible. Is it rude to talk about that smile? Andrew Wilson has the worst smile in existence.
Oh, I think the only time I've seen him smile was on the one clip that blew up, right? One that he was proud of posting, that he posted it on his own podcast. And it was when a lesbian, straight up, he was saying something and he's like, I don't remember what it was. And she was like, so I just want to be clear. You talk about having a traditional family home and tell everyone to have it. Yet, you're that one, right?
He's married to someone with 3. It's crazy.
3 kids.
I have more of a trad wife than he does.
Ooh.
It's crazy.
But the best part was like his little smirk before he like goes in, like, cause he really think he got one, basically trying to insult her, which was a self-own, being like, you're just, what are you just mad because you eat whatever he called the woman's vagina? And it's just like, okay, just tell me you've never gotten your wife off ever in her entire life. Great job. Bro, you've never gotten a woman off. You think
right. You sexually satisfy your partners.
Like, oh my God. That's what it was. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, Andrew Wilson's a joke. God.
Such a joke.
His smile though he literally looks like a Harry Potter goblin, which he probably loves. He's like, oh, so my face is all busted and fucked up and my source material is transphobic? Fuck yeah. He's like, good. I don't want, it's weird too, when you're dating somebody or when you're with somebody who is, I don't know if she's older than him or what, but wasn't he on that terrible podcast defending that he should be able to like flirt with and date 18-year-olds? And it's like,
was he? I don't know.
I swear that was him. I know. I'm 90% sure that was him on that podcast. Somebody went on that podcast and was like, why shouldn't I be able to? Oh, why shouldn't I be able? And it's literally like, my guy, first of all, why out yourself as this level of a creep that you're trying to get the fresh out of high school people transitioning from their parents' house so they're still feeling vulnerable, and maybe you can intercept actually at the role of a parent instead of the role as a partner, because the appeal of having somebody take so many things off of your chest while giving you an artificial sense of independence might make you interested in a person, not because they're actually a good person for you. Anyway, why would you out yourself as that kind of fucking like weirdo creep when it's not even an option for you, both because you're married to a person who has 3 other baby daddies and because even with a lot of money, I think 18-year-olds would be like, are you always going to be smiling like that? He's against strippers because he's been kicked out of so many strip clubs. That's what I suspect.
Oh my God.
That's what I suspect.
Well, he just wants to hate on, like, I think what it is prostitutes have turned him down. I think you're right. Even strippers looked at him like, ew, you're not worth the $5 you have in your wallet, because he can't carry around more. And B, he got turned down by so many women that he's just like, fuck it. They can literally sell pictures of themselves on the internet and make millions of dollars. I don't know what face you're making. It's just, I can't even try to make that face.
Him and Bill Maher. Bill Maher has this face. Oh God, I fucking hate Bill Maher. By the way, people,
I want to know is
you can
why
still
is
call
he
and
coming
debate
back
us
up?
on anything. 336-543-2101. He's setting up his like why I left the left stupid shtick.
He's so fucking dumb. I can't stand him.
The dude's a fucking. The dude is an Israel op. I don't know what to tell you. That dude is getting paid by Netanyahu to keep being unabashedly fucking horrible. Legitimately, you could not hate religion more than I do, and he's using that as a guise for the fact that he hates brown people that he hasn't hired to have sex with him, because as is well known in Hollywood, Bill Maher hires a lot of hookers, a lot of porn stars and hookers who are specifically not white. It's like, and apparently one of the hookers he got, and I love hookers. We have a hooker come on the show from time to time. She's my friend, and I think they're great. Apparently he, like, according to one of the women that he booked, when she brought up how, like, she noticed he basically exclusively hires black hookers, that he got extremely sensitive and like freaked out about it. And that's when it's like, yeah, this isn't just this is where my attractions are. This is like you got a fetish thing. But anyway, Bill Maher he's got this face that he does when he's like talking down and people like, no. Okay, no. No. And I swear to God, him and Andrew Wilson got face fucked by the same genie. Like,
he's been coming. No. So what kills me, right, is that Bill Maher is somehow coming back up in conversation from like recently with me. I don't know about for you, with fucking from MAGA, or the people that are being like, I mean, I voted for Trump, but I don't really support him anymore. But I'm still conservative. They're fake. I have a whole theory. Anyways, and they keep bringing him up. I'm like, why the fuck would I give two shits about Bill Maher, who brings women up onto his show just to ask pointed misogynistic questions that are veiled as intellectual? And you guys eat it the fuck up. Like, he had, God, I can't remember the woman's name. Her name on Instagram and everywhere else is like, I'm that politics girl. Like, politics girl. She goes on CNN a lot. I only know her from clips. She's super smart though.
Emma goes on, I guess. So Emma's cool.
I did see Emma went on there quite recently, actually. But so she was up there and she was wearing a nice dress. It might be Leah. You might be right, Stacey. And his only question that he could ask was, hey, so you're wearing that nice dress. Which Middle Eastern country could you go to wearing that?
Dude, this is the thing. And he's like,
why? She's like, why are you talking about my dress, dude? Like,
this is what I desperately want to talk about with people. Like, hey, if people vote for your guys versus my guys,
yep,
who's going to have better outcomes? And I'm telling you right now, the right has no good outcomes. The right only has bad outcomes. If you vote for MAGA, if you vote for Republicans, the economy is going to keep getting worse. And you, unless you are rich, will continue to lose. They are purely a part. And if you disagree with me, you can call and tell me. You can be the first Republicans to go, here is how a lower or middle class person will benefit from Republican Party, for politics, from Republican policy. You can call in 336-543-2101. They can't, and they've stopped because they've already lost on basically everything. And even now, that thing that was their baby issue, they're like, oh, but the border, but immigration. Literally, you can just ask them like, hey, by the way, what's wrong with, like, what gets worse in the country when we have more undocumented immigrants? And it's always like, basically the actual only objective stuff is bureaucratic stuff, is like logistic stuff. which I agree with. We should fully document our undocumented population, not get rid of them. But even that, one, the shit that was happening with ICE was extremely unpopular. They've had to back off on some of it and try and be more clever about hiding it. Two, the people even in Texas, you have conservatives down here in Texas being like, we can't get workers. We can't get people to work now. Like, your supply chain is going up in cost, partially because we're not able to meet demand. Did you lose audio? Luthien, what happened with that caller?
I don't know. They never talked. They just hung up.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, did you pick them up?
Yep.
And just, weird. Well, call back. Do your best. 336-543-2101.
I'm going to point this out because someone, I want to get them wrong. Hold on, where is it? So thank you, Tolly. It's I Am Politics Girl. That's her name. And her name is Leah McGovern, right? So thank you for that one. And for all of the MAGAs that are like having a whole aneurysm because they really don't like you in my chat on TikTok. Just the MAGAs.
Who does
the ones that just the Trump supporters that have his teeny peen down his
they don't like
throats.
Me? Call me,
they don't
dude.
like you.
Say it to my face, otherwise you don't even fucking exist.
Exactly. And
literally,
so
I don't know you're not a robot unless you call.
And that's also a great point. At this point, you're all just fucking bots. But the funny part is they're over there talking about my numbers on TikTok. Guys, I don't know if you realize this. You're not the only platform that we're streaming on. Across all the platforms that we're on, we have well over 1,000 people. They always have to cope.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit how many people are in the TikTok live. I see you guys. The fewer there are, the more comments I can read of yours and pay attention to my moderators laughing at you guys, because guess what? In every single live chat that's watching right now, comments absolutely boost the live. So every time that you are engaging in it, thank you so much. There are just some topics that TikTok doesn't like. So when we're talking about sex, when we're calling people names, TikTok doesn't necessarily like it. I don't care. TikTok is a sensitive app. Fuck off, my guy.
Why are you guys whining about Hassan Piker in the chat too? By the way, to the person who said I don't like him, I said I'm not a fan. I'm not like I dislike him, as in I don't consume a lot of content that isn't relevant to my job. But literally, like, you guys freaking out about Hassan is fucking crazy. In fact, I endorse Hassan. Hassan for president. I'm down with him. Hassan is
I don't think he'd ever run, mostly because he wants to just deconstruct the entire system, but
I'm now seeing how hard the establishment is going after him and seeing the enemies who are lining up against him. I'm more pro Hassan than ever. I'm more impressed by how he has done at community organizing. As an individual and as a member of the movement, I'm actually quite down with that guy being on our side and how well he has done at it. Also, honestly, for all of the like mistakes or things that he's ever said or done or made, that guy puts out so much content, and the fact that there's only the same 10 quotes or so, I'm like, bro, I've got 10 problematic quotes per like 4 hours I stream. Like, dear, are you getting that call? Yeah, on my end, it's not showing me when you're moving it to the screening room. Literally, like, I have like 10 per 3 hours. I stream 10 problematic. That crazy shit is insane. I don't care about the dog collar thing because we've never actually established that he lied. That's what his true. Right, like his version of events. And then you have all of the people who disagree on. I literally have used dog collars on my own head to try and get rid of migraines, because TENS machines for migraines didn't used to exist, or at least not cheaply. And you could get a dog collar, and you could what people think those things do aren't. So I just don't give a shit, dude. I'd rather have Hassan than Destiny. I'll tell you that much. I'd rather have Hassan than Destiny.
Like, I don't know why anyone acts like Destiny is some savior for leftist ideology or liberalism. He's definitely, if anything, he's definitely liberal. Good for him.
Yeah, I'd say liberal
all the way.
That was fucking crazy. The way Marte
was like being a whole dick writer for Destiny. Like, you guys have Destiny, like, fuck him. He can literally, he could go crawl under the prison and he can die. I don't give a fuck.
His face when that script wouldn't work, when we wouldn't, like, no, we don't. What are you talking about?
Nobody cares.
And it's not like a tomorrow I'll pretend to like him when it's useful. Destiny fucking sucks, dude. He's a fucking liberal who is now actually trying to fight against actual leftism. And even the things he would have said were his values, he is not participating in the end goal of those values. Like, fuck that guy. It was so weird the way that was like, no, yeah, you, but you still have to. I'm like, the fuck I do? Fuck that guy.
No, we don't have to accept him because he's not he still likes capitalism. So like, fuck, like, shove it up your ass. But like, my biggest issue with Destiny is just the fact that he has openly admitted that he shared intimate videos that he took of his ex, which is why he's in an active lawsuit. So it's like, yeah, he can literally crawl under the prison.
I know. Fucking get the fuck out of here. Anyway, 336-543-2101, 336-543-2101. You know you suck when even Professor Dave is dunking on you. I don't think that's accurate. Professor Dave is excellent.
Who's
like
Professor
when you say
Dave?
Even, he's like a science. He does a lot of like woo science debunking, like flat earthers, anti-vaxxers, and shit like that. But he did a video about Destiny that was excellent.
Okay.
And Destiny's love for. But when you say even, it makes it sound like Professor Dave is bottom of the barrel, and quite the opposite. Professor Dave is amongst the best of us. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway. Let's see. We've got calls screening. We'll see if anybody actually has the audacity to stay on the line, because a lot of them are cowering out. Last guy was weird. He's basically trying to ask, am I the asshole about... Wait, Luthien, what happened?
It didn't even seem like he was a leftist based off of his last call history. So, or not, sorry, he wasn't conservative.
He's basically trying to ask me, am I the asshole about some other podcast he did, and none of it made sense. Oh, he just wanted to like shoot the shit and be like, am I the asshole? No, we don't do that kind of shit.
Oh, he was asking like it was a Reddit thread?
I guess so.
Yes.
Luthien, are we just getting nonsense calls? Everybody's dropping.
They're just like not, there's no sound. They're calling and there's no audio and they're not responding.
And that's in your screening room. Has anybody had audio?
Yes, that one guy.
Oh, the one guy did. Okay, so we know that's not your thing. All right, well, you got another one we can see, but 336-543-2101, 336-543-2101. You can call us and debate us because you ain't us.
Yeah, and if you guys want, especially over on YouTube, just to, I guess, make all of the scared fake MAGA conservatives that don't have a backbone in my TikTok chat mad. If you guys want to help us out and just send some super chats, we can read through them and then piss them off because they hate us so much. So, but they're too scared. Yeah. Oh, I have a whole soundbite now that's like,
the biggest thing is when people don't call. Don't call if you don't want to call, but if you just leave it as a comment or a live chat, I don't give a shit. I don't know that you actually exist. Literally, like dead internet theory, guys. Some portion of you are bots and people who are just showing up to try and be shitty. Like, you have no other actual goal, and so I just don't give a fuck. I don't give any fucks.
I'm trying to find my little... Oh, that's going to be impossible to find now, actually. I should not try.
I'm going to get my notes thing up as we get going here, because...
Notes?
I am going to be using notes more to rely on now that I know that I have short-term memory issues from my car crash. That was some stuff we established this week, that's a dealio happening. Not my favorite thing. It's not terrible, but it's not good either. None of us are real. It's all a joke. We all live in like a simulation, man.
Oh my God, it actually reminds me. So I had run across this video about a guy that is surprisingly against Donald Trump, and he had made an entire video talking about how women should want to, or like feel honored or okay with the fact that men want to be mothered by them.
Yeah.
Just weird by itself, because that's like saying you want to fuck your mom. Strange. But then I went to his whole page and saw a bunch of other troublesome videos where he thinks, and this guy looks like a whole thumb, right? A whole ass thumb. And he said that he thinks that he's in that 20%, his own made up statistic, that 20% of men are good men and the other 80% are bad men. And so what are you women bringing to the table? The very simple misogynistic trope. So I made a video about it, right? Just being like, dude, you're not a good man. I watched some of your videos where you literally called women sex objects. So whatever 20% good you think you're falling in, you're wrong. And I get called a misandrist for literally just showing everyone his own words. And it's like, that's not me hating on men. I'm just explaining that he doesn't fall within that good men category. It's just so dumb.
Yep. Babe, we hit record on this, right?
Yes.
Cool. Well, I'll let you. Looks like some other people might be trying to call in. We'll answer this one call. In the meantime, Ben is calling from Mississippi. Ben calling from Mississippi. Now, Ben, I got a question for you before we get started. It says here that you today reported yourself as left-leaning. Is that correct?
Well, I'm in Missouri right now, currently, not Mississippi. So,
all right, I'll fix your banner.
I'm not GOP. I have voted Democrat my whole life.
Okay, great. But I asked you whether or not left-leaning is correct, because that's what you gave the what you gave our screener.
I would say that I'm on the left.
Great. So back in February, when you called in pretending to be a socialist to tell me that I am, excuse me, I'm not done. You to call in and tell me that I'm more capitalist than I want to admit, and that I'm basically not a socialist, and that you are truly far left. Which one is it? Are you far left and actually socialist, or just now I'm not GOP but I am left leaning? Which one are you?
I would say that I am far left than you.
Far left than me. Do you mean further left than me?
I would say that I subscribe to the left more than you do.
And what is your evidence for that?
Again, are you going to publish your numbers and don't go, I don't know how to do accounting? You can hire someone to do that. There's AI. There's many different programs and applications that can help you publish.
Down
Ben,
champagne
I don't want to go down this.
Ben. No, I'm not going. Ben. No, I'm not going to. How does that make me leftist than you?
You said that both of you said that you think that capitalism is failing and that capitalism is wrong. Destiny believes in capitalism. Did you say those words?
Those all sound
right.
You're here.
Hold on.
Yeah, those all sound fine
and
enough.
Yet you're
no,
here
don't tell me to hold on. Don't tell me to hold on. When you ask me a question and I start answering it, you aren't actually interested in the answer and you start talking over the answer. So Ben, yes, those sound like the words I would say, and none of them are things I have an issue with. So now, Ben, if you'll answer my question, I'm not going to publish my books for your consumption. So, Ben,
I don't want you to publish them for me. That's not what I do.
Yes, you absolutely do, because you're the only person making this fucking demand. I literally have a profit share company with tons of people in it. And if were I to be unethical, I mean, you can go through and go, actually, I don't think there's a single ethical person amongst them. But there's about 30 people here now. And since they are all privy to what happens behind the scenes, I guess you would have to assume that I'm hiding something from the public that they're all in on too. So Ben, at the end of the day, the question I asked you was, I'm not going to do it for your consumption because it's clear you have an axe to grind and you're going to try to go through it and make shit up about it. Because I've already done shit like this in the past. You can release absolutely perfect information that exonerates you of some accusation that people make, and people like you will go, no, I'm going to meld it, I'm going to change it, and this isn't what happened, this is what's said. So Ben, I'm not going to publicly release numbers for you or anybody I don't have to, because I recognize that people who are assholes on the right and people who are assholes like you may try to use it to weaponize something. Your question was, what evidence do you have that you are further to the left than I am.
Okay, well, I will respond. I appreciate your thorough answer, but I do not subscribe or agree that you are interjecting my own thoughts or what you think I believe in my own statements when we haven't clarified any of those specifically. And
weird. It's almost like I just asked you a clarifying question, like, what evidence do you have? In fact, I didn't ascribe any beliefs to you as you are sitting here complaining about the beliefs I've ascribed to you.
You told me, hold on.
I asked you, what is your evidence?
I believe these things.
That's an observation.
What is your evidence that you are further to the clarifying you're whining about not getting to do was the first thing I asked. So what is your evidence that you are further to the left than me? Last time I asked you that, you said, are you going to publish your books? That's irrelevant to whether or not I'm further left than you.
Okay. I can concede that point. I can tell you why I'm further left than you is because I wouldn't be someone who wouldn't want to divulge, hey, look, we don't believe in capitalism. We believe in a profit-sharing system. And I want to show how this mechanic works and how I do it with my company, which is a socialist co-op profit-sharing company, so other people can learn from it and go, hey, look at this. And that's how people learn.
Great. Now, how do you overcome what I already said, which is, one, I'm a political entity also, and that releasing more information than is necessary only gives bad faith individuals, like I detect you are, Ben, ammunition, and therefore it is actually not wise while fighting a system to equip that system. What do you have? By the way, Ben, that wasn't actually your proof you are further left leaning, because there is nowhere in any agenda, in any manifesto, in any outline, companies that release their books publicly for consumption are more left than that's just a preference you have. You have a preference that a company, and because you're on the left, you have mistaken your preferences for the values at large of what the left is. But that's just a preference. You have not demonstrated it as a leftist value. Okay. So one, if it was a leftist value, you would have to overcome my opposition of, I am not going to publicly release anything that my political opposition may use. For example, look at where my contributions may go to specific social issues and then try to make it about how much money I am giving to funding trans education, or how much money I am giving to abortion initiatives, or whatever else the reasons may be, or just on the inside wanting to pull apart the company and do whatever with it. You would first have to overcome that, even if it was a value and not a preference. And then, or before that, actually, you would need to prove it's a value and not a preference. It is only your preference.
Okay.
Great. Which one are you going to do? Are you going to prove that your preference is a value, not just a preference?
No.
Because you can't, correct?
Can I respond?
Can you prove that your preference, of public in a capitalist system that you are fighting against as a political figure, that it is a value of leftism that you publicly release information, even if your opposition may try to use that to undermine your political standing?
Okay, I will respond by saying that, can you still hear me? Because I keep getting a beep on my phone.
Just continue, bro.
I was considering pretending to not hear him.
I know, I literally saw, and then as you move closer, I'm like, he's not going to pretend, so we'll just roll with it.
He's thinking about it. By the way, you had other people, Ben, you actually scared off the right-wing people who were calling into debate. Yes, we hear you, Ben.
Okay, what I'm going to say is, I'm going to respond, just give me 30 seconds, that's all I ask. You talked for a while, and I listened, I didn't interrupt.
Stop talking about talking. Just fucking talk. I'm going to interrupt if I feel like it, Ben. So just talk and don't waste time on talking about talking.
Okay. Capitalist companies, corporations have to publish their expenses for shareholders. They are more open than what you claim to be. Hold on. Is that, are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed of the money that you do for trans and abortion funding, because I would be promoting that. Go, look at what I did.
This is crazy because I can literally just rewind and repeat literally what I already said. You haven't introduced a new, I've already answered for this, and saying that a publicly traded company
is not the gotcha you think it is.
Because of shareholders, because they are compelled to. Yeah, I don't.
Law.
Not only do I not think you are more of a leftist than me, I'm not sure you know what leftism is.
No.
And when it comes to worker and class solidarity, crying to a member who is mostly of the proletariat about the things that they are doing. Again, Ben, you are just making assertions that you are assuming about me and that you think is in there. And I gave some examples. Actually, I don't. Me. By the way, but no, I haven't. I haven't made a single assumption about you. I've asked for your evidence.
No, you said I was an asshole. You said that I'm not left.
That's an observation.
That's fair. That's fair. No, Ben's right. You're right. Okay. I observed you're an asshole, and I assumed that it permeates beyond just this conversation, and that wasn't fair. I think you're probably an asshole all the time, and not
That's
just
fine.
in this call.
You can believe that. It doesn't offend me. It doesn't offend me that you think I'm an asshole, because I probably am one, and I'm not going to deny that. But
that's usually what abusive people say, by the way.
No.
It's like common language amongst abusive people. They know I'm an asshole, so it's their fault.
Oh
No, it is my fault that I'm an asshole, not anyone else's.
Yeah.
When that whole thing is, if everyone around you is an asshole, maybe you're the asshole, and I believe that I'm that asshole.
You know what I know is all the people in my life don't see me as an asshole. They actually see me as a caring person who takes care of them if they need to be. Anyway, Ben,
but we're
Mr.
Not,
maybe I am an asshole. Where is your evidence that you are further left than me?
Yeah, where is your evidence of your leftism, Ben?
My evidence of my leftism is...
will you send me your tax returns for the last 4 years?
How I voted. Okay. I can't prove to you how I vote, but I can... Correct. And you don't have to believe me.
True.
Right?
Gold star.
Just like that could be faith.
Ben, you got a pen?
However you want to say it. It's weird. I can't prove you don't have $20 in the back of your pocket.
I'm just,
right?
dude. I want your evidence of your leftism. God damn, I don't need this monologue.
Ben, you got a pen?
Monologue is annoying.
Okay, my leftism. This is what I believe. I will tell you. I do not believe in the monetary cash system. I believe that currency has been the root of all our problems, and that we have used, and that everyone uses greed and money as a way for them to get further in life. And I feel, I don't know.
This literally sounds like a person who listened to one podcast from people who were reading Marxist theory, and they're like, this is like baby's first Marxism.
I don't believe in Marxist theory.
Wait, you're not a Marxist, but you think you're further left than I am?
Yeah, that's crazy work.
Yes. You don't think that there's anyone further left than Karl Marx?
Is Marxism further left than you, or no?
Is Marxism further left than me?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Probably not. Marxism is not further left than you. So what is, could you give me a category of what is further left than Marxism?
Okay, I'll explain it like this. So an economy that is not based on currency, which I understand that's what Marxism. No. He did say that, but that communism does not believe in currency. Is that correct?
Communism would likely not have a currency, though they may have something that functions like a currency for trading purposes.
Yep, bartering power.
Like in the Spanish Revolution during World War II.
Point, my guy.
Okay.
Where they use a credit-based system where it's kind of like a currency, but not really. That your credits, you can call them cash or whatever, but credits are tied to you as a person, and they are non-transferable unless.
What is the label for what you are, Ben? You're legitimately boring me with how much you don't understand what you're talking about. But Ben, what is the category of what you are? If you're not a Marxist, what label does fit you closest?
I got him a gold star for his voting for Dems.
So now I have to have a label. Is that?
I'm asking you. Ben.
I not the caller.
This
I
isn't
called
a
the
trick
screener.
question.
I told the screener
This
that
isn't a trick question. I'm asking you what label most closely aligns. If you say something and then you're like, though I'm not, I'm DSA, though I don't agree with blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to say, well, you're not allowed to not agree with it. I'm just asking you what you are closest associated with.
I would say I'm closely associated with the DSA, except
DSA is not further left than Marx.
their tactics.
That's crazy then, because the DSA is not further left than Marx.
Okay, well then I will concede and say I was mistaken. Am I not allowed to retract and say I was wrong and admit that I was wrong? And
okay, admit that you were wrong about knowing that you're further left than me, and yeah, for sure, we'll move on.
Okay, so I wanted to talk. My call was about
wait. I
Sean
want to hear you
Piker
say that though. I was wrong to say that I'm further left than you.
I was wrong to say I was further left than you.
Thank you.
Jimmy.
Okay, great, Ben.
Ooh, gold star
for the
him.
Hassan
I'm
Piker
not a
content.
dishonest person.
Yeah, that's right. That's fine.
I'm not a dishonest person.
We're going to move on now. For the record, I don't care about anything you want to say about Hassan and his dog because you can't actually prove that he actually shocked his dog. I don't give a shit whether people are like, it's obvious to me. No, you can't. I don't care.
Chat. I asked chat and your screener if you have an email and I can show you the evidence.
There is no definitive evidence. You can send it all you want. The fucking email is in the description. If it existed, it would be plastered everywhere. There is no definitive evidence that he lied, that there was not shock enabled on that caller, and that the shock actually happened. Then you have a full other conversation that we would have to have about whether or not the use of a shock collar is necessarily dog abuse. As the thing I learned after that incident is there are a lot of dog trainers who are very humanitarian dog trainers who are like, your options for some dogs is going to be using something like this for whether it's prey drive or something else, or that dog is probably going to get put down by the state. And we've never seen something as effective as it. And I don't want to have either of those conversations because one, neither of us can prove he shocked the dog. And two, I am not a dog expert and know whether or not those people are correct or lying or whatever it is. So I don't give a shit about your opinion on Hassan as a dog abuser.
Okay, what about his cheering live on Twitch while the Houthis overtook a civilian ship and he was going, this is great. He has also said that America deserved 9/11 and you talked about it.
And what did he say about
and they deserve another one.
Hey, Ben.
And I have the quotes to prove it.
Ben, none of these quotes impress me because I know the context to them. Legitimately, I'm not even I don't even consume Hassan. The word choice was poor. He was essentially saying, we brought 9/11 on ourselves. We did it. We pointed the gun at ourselves and the gun went off. And then we sit there and we don't learn from it and we go and do it again. What we're doing right now in Gaza may lead to another 9/11 someday. And it will be our fault. It will be our fault, and we will have brought it on ourselves. And the way he worded that concept was, America deserved 9/11.
You sound like the abuser. You did this to yourself. You deserve.
Hey, Ben, I don't care about your opinion of how I sound. I care if you can rebut what I just said, because he's already made that clarification. And guess what? I agree with the sentiment. I agree with the sentiment that if we are going to continue to be the world terrorist, shut the fuck up when I'm talking. I'm muting you now. I'm going to shut you up while I'm talking. If we continue to be terrorists in the world, commit and fund genocides, we don't get to clutch our pearls when they violently rebel against us, regardless of if connecting to their ideology is dog shit, death cult ideology, as Islam often is. Islam, Christianity, all the Abrahamic religions are a bunch of fucking death cults, but that doesn't escape the fact that we are culpable. And when fucking Hassan, who again, the only reason I have to know all this shit is because he's now become a major player and all of these fucking pundits are going up, but do you condemn Hassan? He has already clarified that shit and saying we caused 9/11 with the words America deserved 9/11 is poor phrasing because it makes it sound like he is saying that the people who were the victims of those plane crashes that day, The people like Pete What's-His-Face's dad, Pete Davidson's dad, deserve to die, which is not what he was saying. It was very much a, we brought this on ourselves and then acted like the moral arbiters who are now going to go justly destroy the terrorists who we radicalized and we armed.
And yeah, we funded. I mean, like, did Ben not know that we funded Saddam Hussein for 8 years in the Iraq-Iran war? That we continue to help fund them afterwards, up until I think it was, gosh, it was a while before they stopped funneling them any money or arms. I think it was 93 was when it finally stopped. Like, it took a long, hot minute for us to stop funding them and sending money to Iraq. So, like, everything points to that. Yes, we led to our own demise, and we literally just created additional radicals of individuals that are literally saying in Iran, revenge, that they're going to come after us for another 9/11-esque moment, because no one in the United States government wants to take credit or take an acknowledgement that we killed 168 schoolgirls in Manab.
So, Ben, I'm going to take you off mute, and here's going to be the evidence that you're going to provide. Hassan, when he was reacting to a Joe Rogan Experience, Dan Crenshaw thing, talking about why 9/11 happened, they were arguing about U.S. foreign policy, said they deserved it. We deserve 9/11. Then, in a follow-up, I've pulled up the timeline to make sure I get the smaller details right. On the Young Turks, he was asked whether or not he meant that the victims or the ordinary Americans deserved to be attacked. And he said, obviously not. So what evidence do you have that the clarification he made and what he meant when he said America deserved 9/11 was not true?
Okay, thank you. I appreciate your commentary and explaining in detail what you said.
I don't care about all this. Give me that evidence.
No. The evidence is that, well, I guess I don't have evidence. I have a statement.
You have feelings.
Because I don't have,
vibes.
Hold on. If someone is a rapist, do they deserve to be raped themselves?
No.
Okay, so if America did bad things, do innocent people deserve to die in 9/11?
He already said that's not what he meant. Literally, you are rewriting what just was explained to you. He said
I know that
he was not saying that he was not saying, excuse me, stop, Ben. He already said he did not mean that the victims deserved it, that civilians deserved it. However, correct. Ben could go back, if you wanted to make your metaphor actually work, if the only way to stop a rapist was to, for some reason, rape the rapist, then it would be okay. If that was legitimately the only way, and so it is, even when there is other radical ideology connected to it, which should be addressed and never allowed to fester beyond what it would if they actually had freedom, violent resistance to those who are killing your people is justified. That's why the violence from Hamas toward Israel non-citizens, towards their military, is absolutely justified. They are allowed to resist violently apartheid, period.
Yep, and Hezbollah as well, with their illegal occupation of Lebanon.
And I'm not going to disagree with that assessment. What I was trying to get at was that we as humanists should not put the same punishment that other people put on us. And I'm not saying you said that. I didn't say that. I'm just telling you, and I understand.
Then why are you bringing it up? Nobody disagrees, including Hassan. No, Hassan doesn't sit there and go, therefore the people who were on that plane were righteous.
Fix my star.
Meanwhile, you have Bill Maher sucking the dick of the flight people, talking about how brave they were.
He said that with the Houthis that took over that ship that he watched live on Twitch. He said,
and what were the Houthis doing that for?
Those people deserve that.
Hey,
do you want me to send you?
What type of ship was it?
Mm-hmm.
What does it matter? These are innocent civilians working to pay for their...
It does matter.
So you're going to do the argument of from clerks.
I'm sorry,
just
you're
answer
not
a
going to
question?
answer the question.
Where?
Hey,
Those,
okay,
the
Ben, let me try
stormtroopers don't
asking
know how
you a
to put
question
in.
that
Why
I
would
think you can answer. I think he can answer this question. Give me a second, Jimmy. Hey, Ben,
Okay.
who's your favorite politician?
My favorite politician, probably Barack Obama.
And has he ever had to
In recent
apologize
times.
for anything? Has he ever had to apologize?
This guy's further left than me.
Yeah,
His favorite
it's
politician is
insane.
Barack
I was not
Obama, the
expecting
war
Obama.
criminal.
I was not expecting. I was
He is
expecting
the war
like Bernie
criminal.
or
I
AOC.
said
Do you know
favorite-
how many? Do you know how many
insane.
civilians you hate Hassan, but Obama literally killed Middle Eastern civilians. The man is responsible for the death of so many civilians in the Middle East. Hassan was not sad about the things you think he was sad about. A man who is undeniably a war criminal and murderer is your favorite politician, and you're worried about Hassan Piker? And you're further left than me? Get the actual fuck out.
That was insane. I
Jesus
was not expecting that answer.
Hold on.
But my point of that question
myself?
actually was to ask him, has Obama ever had to explain a statement that he said in his entire life as a politician? Has he ever had to go back and...
Has.
Oh, everyone has. So shut the fuck up about Hassan Piker. That's the whole goddamn point.
No.
Jimmy has explained to you. Stop.
Hold on,
Don't interrupt
hold on,
me,
let
Ben. Ben, no. You're not interrupting me. I've barely
Down.
spoken.
I'm putting
You're
a
gonna
shot
sit
collar
back,
on you, Ben.
shut up, and listen. Thank you. I have barely spoken. So no, Ben, that's the entire point, okay? Is that Jimmy's already gone through and explained to you the context. He's explained to you how Hassan Piker has explained his own comments previously. And you are refusing to acknowledge or accept it, but yet you accept it from your, quote, favorite politician. So at this point, the only reason why you still have to hang on to the fact that you don't like something that Hassan Piker has said previously, even though he's explained it, is just because you don't like him. And that's fine. You don't have to like him. But you don't hang something over his head when he's explained it and you refuse to listen to the explanation. That is a comprehension issue on your part, not on ours, not on his.
Hey,
Okay.
so Ben,
Ben,
when the
agree. Hold
Houthis,
on.
when the
Can I
Houthis seize the galaxy leader,
Ari? Can I respond to
nothing
her?
to
Can I
respond
respond
to.
to her?
go ahead, Ben.
Yeah, I was going to say that I agree with you that people are allowed to retract statements. So you would say that when Hassan Piker said in 2014 or 15, I'll give you the quote and show it to you. I'll email it to you. Old enough to count, old enough to mount.
Oh no. Did a fucking dude in the 2010s say really fucking dumb, misogynistic, shitty stuff? Like my pearls.
But
my
you
fucking
just
pearls.
said that Obama said stuff and had to apologize for
And
it.
you know what? I like Mehdi Hassan and Ben, you know what? I like Mehdi Hassan, and he used to be a very staunch anti-abortion individual who said that women used it like birth control. And I still like the guy because he explained that he's overcome those thoughts. So cry me a fucking river, Ben, trying to get an emotional rise out of me to agree with you simply because I have a vagina. So fuck off, my guy.
Okay, so you're saying that if Trump, who I despise and hate because he's
Trump,
a
who has
pedo,
evidence of actually
just like
raping
all
kids,
his
made it as
cronies.
Yeah, correct. It would be different. Trump, who is part of the party, who actually makes those. And if that came up with Hassan, and I was in the room with Hassan, again, who I hate that I'm sitting here defending. I don't know the guy. I like his contribution to leftism. I'm here with Ben, who thinks he's more left than me and should be telling us how the left should behave when his favorite politician is Barack Obama. I'm certain he would be like, yeah, I was a fucking kid. I was a fucking kid in 2014. What have you been, like 22, making a fucking cringy joke in the land of when literally dead
22.
baby jokes in 2014? Yeah, he would have been in his early 20s. He's younger than me.
No.
And I was in my early 20s in 2014.
Yeah. Well, where were you on February 15, 2003? What happened that day? Since I already brought up Iraq and how, I'm opposed of George W. Bush and all that stuff. And I know all about the funding and all that stuff that we did. We supported Saddam until he decided to invade.
And your favorite politician became the guy. And then your favorite politician became the guy who killed.
I said favorite
tons of civilians.
Recent. I qualified it.
I got to tell you, none of my recent guys are genocidal maniacs.
None.
Anyway, I was 13 to answer your question in February of 2003. Why do you ask?
Oh, so February 15th, 2003. What happened on that day? What was
a ginormous millions of people Iraq war protest?
And I was there doing.
Right. I was 13, buddy. I was at school. You literally use this as your point of how you're further left than me.
No,
Shut the fuck up. No, I'm muting you again. You literally went, oh, where were you during the giant Iraq protest? 13. I was in school and probably experimenting with masturbation. I believe 2003 was my Halle Berry era. I was super into her as Storm in X-Men, and that shook me to my fucking core. That's what I was doing because I was 13.
I was 12, so I was being a nerd. So
fucking Christ. Hey, Ben, did you show up to any of the protests for the Vietnam War?
Did I? What? I heard the beep. I didn't
Did you
hear
protest the Vietnam War?
What?
No, I did not because I was not alive.
Where were you, Ben? Where were you? Why weren't you protesting the Vietnam War?
I was in God's embracing arms. I don't know, motherfucker. I didn't exist.
Why weren't you protesting it? Why weren't you protesting the Vietnam War? What year were you born?
I didn't ask if you were protesting it, did I? I said,
yes,
where
you did. Yes,
were
you
you?
did.
To get
You literally
context.
said, where were you?
No,
I was a
said
kid.
Context.
I was a kid.
Where were you? That didn't say,
in school.
Why weren't you
in
there?
Middle school.
Did I say, why weren't you at the protest?
Pre-high. What's it called? Junior high.
I was 12, buddy.
Yeah.
You're doing so well.
Please do not, as somebody just pointed out in chat, please do not rest out to Jesse Waters. They would absolutely put you on as representative of the left like crazy. Anyway, we have a MAGA caller on the end. You, Ben, have failed at literally every avenue here. You are unimpressive, and I wouldn't even describe you as left if Barack Obama is your favorite politician. May the universe have mercy on your dumb soul.
I did.
Isn't that exactly what he said? It was his favorite politician?
And he did add at the end in recent time, but at the same time, like there's been
in recent time.
So you can't even say like you like Mamdani, who's actually a part of the DSA that you claim to like. So that's a cap. You couldn't say you liked any of the DSA candidates like Claire Valdez, that is going to probably be the Congress member for District 17 in New York City. So like.
He'd probably say something crazy. He'd be like, I said recently, my favorite politician of all time is Winston Churchill or some shit like that. It'd be some fucking, it's Margaret Thatcher, I'll have you know. Okay. It's actually Margaret Thatcher. How dare you?
Like, if you wanted to claim that you like the DSA and that you're further left, you should have at least said that your favorite politician is Mamdani. Like, but you couldn't even do that. You pulled out Obama. You're a fucking lib.
All right, Compost from Mississippi. Compost is Mississippi MAGA. He's my age, doesn't even live that far away. Maybe we'll hang out sometime. Called in to say the left hates women more. Here's what I want to ask before we get into what evidence he has for that. You are declaring then that the right does hate women with that statement. You just think the left hates them more, correct?
That's a straw man.
Well, is that not? I can't straw man you in asking for a clarification. You do understand that, right? A straw man can't come in the form of a question. If you say the left hates women more, what is implied in that sentence is the left hates women more than the right, which also implies they do hate women, but the left hates more. If you now would like to clarify, you believe the right does not hate women at all, and that in fact only the left hates women, you may do so. Straw manning cannot come in the form of a clarifying question.
Okay.
Would you like to clarify now?
I will clarify that hate can be zero, like someone cannot hate something, and something can hate something more than zero, right?
Sure. Are you in Mississippi or you're in Missouri? Where are you?
No, I'm in Michigan.
Michigan. Okay, so MI was actually correct. Also, I need you to pull over. We do not take callers who are driving. Okay. How long is it going to take you to pull over?
A minute or so.
All right, we will check back in with you in a minute because we don't fuck with potentially causing accidents. So we will be back in a minute with you. I'll just put you on mute. We'll check in with you. Ari, how the heck are you today?
I'm doing great. God. It's actually been a fun day. I had a bunch of emails to do. Freaking everything else that I was doing today. My dog Chris's dog is going off on my cat who's an asshole more, Bailey, and it makes me laugh every time. Bailey is a legit asshole. The orange cat, guys, if you see my orange cat, he's not a nice cat. He's a meanie. And Summer is being like, hey, dude, what are you doing? And then my cat, Safari, who barely tolerates Bailey, is then chasing after Summer to be like, hey, back up off him. It's the dynamic of the animals in the house are hilarious at this point.
Hell yeah. All right, we'll check back in with Compose. Compose? I don't know how I'm supposed to be saying this. Compose, have you pulled over? I'm hitting unmute. Have you pulled over?
I'm at a stop sign right now. Does that count?
No, it does not, because presumably you're about to start driving again. Do you intend to pull over, or are we not going to be able to do this call?
I'm literally almost home. Literally 2 minutes away from my house.
All right, cool. We'll pick you back up in 2 minutes. Not a big deal.
Not a problem, man.
Looks like the next call is going to be pretty quick. So we will talk to Jack in Oregon. Jack in Oregon, you are on the line. Don't know what happened. Jack was on the line and he bailed.
Oh, well. I wonder if I can find a cat.
Meow. I've got a cat.
I know, but I don't have anyone to bring me the cats. And
He's
they're
also
lazy.
not allowed in here.
That's fair. It's fair.
He'd probably freak out because I put a dog shock collar on him every time he comes in here. That's not true.
It's not.
The theme of the show. Chill out, guys. Chill out. I just straight up take a limb. Anytime he walks in, I cut a leg off. And now he doesn't come back in anymore. He kind of looks like a worm. It's kind of more of he can't come in anymore. But I've used corrective amputations to train my cat.
It's a very interesting phrase, and I've never heard that before.
Just making shit up as I go.
Yes, that was a reference for those.
I hate my cat who I love. And I love my cat who I hate.
I love my animals. The new thing is that my stepdaughter wants to try walking Bailey, so I got him a harness. And I get a text message while I'm not home, and the first thing is like, your cat just collapsed on the floor as soon as we put this thing on him. I'm like, yeah, cats do that. The first time you put something on them that they're not used to, they act like they have no balance. They've forgotten their entire life. They're just like, I can't move. And he's like, so we loosened it up a little bit, and now he's walking again.
Put a chip clip right between. I've only seen it on shorts, but it's really funny. If you put it, they'll put like a chip clip on the back of their shoulders, and it just tufts their, not like a tight one, like a loose one.
Right. No, I
think it makes them think their mom's picking them up, and they'll just go bloop, and they'll limp over. I've seen it on YouTube shorts. I find it very, very funny. I'm sure I'll get canceled for that. But like, actually, Jimmy, did you know that that's torture? And inside they are screaming and begging you to stop. But I do it. The YouTube short did
interesting.
It. For all I know, it's AI. So many animal AI YouTube videos are. You can still spot the ones you can spot. Some of them take extra effort. I just think grizzly bears do jump on trampolines, I guess.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, so I put it on him the other day, and he was like, how could you? And it was while he was while we were upstairs. So I was like, all right, Bailey, let's go downstairs. The cat gets halfway down one half of the staircase, and he just lets his hind legs collapse. And so he's just laying over 2 stairs. Just like, he's like, I give up. He just like gave up.
Joanne in chat real quick. Sorry, Compost, I'm going to get you a second. Joanne in chat real quick. I just want to say you are probably a wonderful person, and I have nothing but loving feelings for you. Why would you name your cat Oreo? Are you hoping that if one day they get lost, you won't be able to go into the shelter and be like, hi, I have a black and white cat named Oreo. And they'll be able to, because they'll have 50 of those back there. Every black and white cat can't be named Oreo. And they are. They're all named Oreo. It's crazy, guys. Stop calling them Oreo. Yes, I can. Somebody asked if I can tell Ben to shut the fuck up in chat. Hey, Ben, shut the fuck up in chat.
Exactly.
Oh, is he trying to make Obama killing people work?
What?
Like it's like Charles Manson. That's how you're trying to make it work. I don't know if you know, Charles Manson died in prison for those murders. Obama literally keeps going on speaking tours. So is it the same? Is it the same, buddy? Is it? We don't look up to Charles Manson, but you apparently think he's worth looking up to if they're comparable with Obama. Ben, you don't need to keep with the stupid takes after you leave. All right. Let's talk to Compost. Compost, we're going to start the call over since you are now home and can talk to us and are safe. Compost from Michigan, you are on the line with Jimmy and Ari. Compost says the left hates women more. What is your evidence for that?
Who kills women before they're even born?
Well, there are no women before they're born because women would be adults. So you can't actually be a woman until you're an adult. Woman is a category of adult.
All right, female, basically. A biological female, basically.
There's no,
what's a non-biological
all females
female?
Are biological. We do not recognize robots as women.
Not biological.
What?
What are you talking about?
What?
I said, what's a what's a non-biological female?
A trans woman?
She's not biological?
What is she, a robot?
Okay, so when you say a trans woman
Kristen.
Okay.
is a biological man, are you...
There's no such thing as a biological man. Man is a category of gender. Of course they're biological. They are human. They are biological entities. Biological man is a made-up right-wing term.
What?
Biological man is not from a science book. It's a made-up right-wing term. And in science, they don't clarify biological male versus biological. No, I'm not. Compost.
Biological was a made-up term.
No, I didn't.
God.
Compost.
No,
Hey,
that's not what he said.
compost. I didn't. I said biological man.
Yes,
Rewind the tape, Compost. Comprehension's not your strong suit. Biological man is a made-up right-wing term. Biological woman is these are political terms. They are not scientific terms. They are also not meaningful terms. So anyway, we're now moving from your trying to use abortion in a super dumb way to now trying to use trans people in a super dumb way. Which one do you want to do? Do you want to be
medical information?
I'm sorry, what?
Hundreds of years. You're
right.
ignoring hundreds of years of medical information.
Great. Since I'm doing that, please cite for me the textbook of scientific information where I can find the phrase biological man used in a non-political context, in only a scientific context.
There used to be none.
The opposite of transgender is not biological. It is cisgender.
You guys made it a problem. You're the one claiming that biological male is a right-wing term.
Compost. Calm down. Compost.
It was a medical term for hundreds of years.
No, it wasn't. Biological man was not a medical term for hundreds of years. The medical term has been male and female.
We had to clarify it because
Compost. Prove it. You said that this exists for 100 years. Please cite for me the science textbook I can find the phrase biological man in.
You can't, because it wasn't a problem.
Did we burn them all? Did we burn them all?
People weren't confused. Hold on. People weren't confused like you.
So what you're saying is that word doesn't exist, even though you just said it did exist as a scientific term.
Also, I just want to point out that
you're doing a really good job,
just
bud.
Unaware of things. Like he wants to say it's a leftist issue, but according to a KFF study, about the same
I muted
number.
Compost because he doesn't understand how this works. Go ahead, finish up, Ari.
According to a KFF study survey done in 2024, when it came to women that they surveyed, they had 3 questions. They've never been pregnant. Have they ever been pregnant but not had an abortion? And then they were pregnant and had an abortion. And it was even across the board between independents, Democrats, and Republicans. They all reported about the same amount of having an abortion. So it's not the left. Sorry, it's equal.
And not to mention, Compost, not a single individual who is aborted has ever reached personhood or beingness. Whether or not you consider them a person, they are not considered legally persons. And personhood is certainly something that must start with conscious existence. It's why we also don't grant personhood to bodies that are brain dead, but the rest of their faculties are up. So none of these would absolutely matter. But if you want to know what causes the most death pre-birth, it's actually nature. Compost, your MAGA, I'm going to assume you believe in God. More zygotes are naturally aborted than ever actually make it to the cell wall. So actually God, if your religious perspective is correct, commits the most abortions. You guys believe life begins at conception. Most conceived zygotes, when a sperm hits an egg, those cells, more of those cells are naturally aborted and never adhere to the cell wall than actually ever make it to the cell wall in the first place.
Yep, so about 50% never implants, and then out of that, an additional 30 to 50% never make it past 6 weeks. They naturally miscarry.
So in your worldview, Compost, God commits the most abortion, 12% of Republicans commit abortions, 14% of Democrats, 15% of independents, and overall, it affects less than, I think it's like 1 in 10 women. So those are the numbers you were asking for. Compost, go for it, baby girl.
Are you guys? Oh, I was muted the whole time?
Yeah, because you kept trying to talk over Ari, so it wasn't useful to have multiple people talking at the same time.
You guys said a lot. I can't really...
we debunked everything you said is what we did.
You guys spurged out like a lot, and there's a lot to unpack
we
there.
did what out? We did a what out?
You spurged.
Spurged, got it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Adorable, Compost. Hey, Compost, what we did was you made multiple claims, and you don't actually give any supporting evidence. We debunked, excuse me, I'm not done. We debunked your claims. We debunked your claims with thorough evidence. So what would you like to now take on and respond to debunk what we've said?
So what evidence, though?
What evidence of what? You just said, what does the phrase "what evidence" mean? You could be talking about anything.
You guys said a lot. Like,
okay.
I can't really...
Which part would you like me to rephrase? Would you want to address the fact that it's 12% of Republican women report of having an abortion, 14% of Democrat women report of having an abortion, and 15% of independents women, registered independents report of having an abortion out of women surveyed by the KFF?
Of women who have had abortions, 12% declared Republicans, 14 Democrat, 15 independent. Most people don't declare.
How many women do you think heard the question and didn't want to answer it?
I don't know, but at the end of the day, Compost, it doesn't matter because we've already debunked that this has it's a weird topic. Hey, Compost, I would have loved to have made it to the end of my sentence. Compost, it literally doesn't matter because you can't demonstrate that availability of abortion equals hatred of women, and your claim is that the left hates women more than the right does.
You're literally killing women before they're born. Like,
you can't kill women before they're born.
God damn.
Yes, you can. You do it.
Hey, Compost, every time you jerk off, which I know is a lot, you kill millions of women before their conception. So you hate women more.
Those are sperm cells.
And fucking zygotes and fetuses aren't women. Those sperm cells have the same potential.
From an egg and a sperm. Are you stupid?
Did you say a zygote is completely different from an egg and a sperm? It is and it isn't. It's the combination of an egg and a sperm. And so you're putting your line arbitrarily to when the cells are separated. And I am saying personhood, as we have legally defined, literally requires sentience. And there is no sentience in any fetus until they reach a certain phase. And all late-stage abortions happen out of necessity, not out of desire.
Hold on. What do you even define as sentience?
It's unfortunately ill-defined, but generally I go with the signs in brain scans that there is higher levels of brain activity, and that level is I'm not done answering your question. Don't tell me to hold on. And that brain activity has now maintained consistency. So even just flaring up to boot up the system wouldn't be enough. It would need to be consistent brain activity.
When does brainwave start in a fetus?
Around 20 weeks, I believe.
Wrong. Incorrect.
Great. When do they?
It's 4 weeks.
That is incorrect.
I bet you also think that you hear a heartbeat at 6 weeks, which isn't actually what it is. You're hearing static.
When you say brain, you also changed the system. You want to say, no, I'm not. Cool. So I'm muting you again. What I said was higher brain states with consistency of connection. That doesn't happen until 20 weeks. What you're now going to cite, first of all, doesn't happen at 4 weeks. It happens somewhere between 7 and 8 weeks, is that the first neural connections start having electrical activity. This is well before anything like consciousness emerges. In fact, we don't even know if consciousness actually emerges truly in even babies. But once you're born, we're going to go ahead and do the safe thing. Like, we don't know precisely when consciousness truly emerges. Around 24 weeks is when you start to see the cerebral cortex engage. It's when you start to see the type of brain activity that if you are a full-grown adult and they scan your brain, they go, okay, there's a person in there. Prior to that, if you had the same type of brain activity, you would be declared brain dead, and it would not be considered unethical by virtually anybody to pull the plug. So your 4 weeks things of the first neural connections having electrical activity is not, you asked for the definition of sentience. It is certainly not sentience. And even in saying 20 weeks, we may just be discussing when sentience may begin to emerge in the 20 to 24 week mark. Not even that it actually has emerged. There are those who argue as sentience actually emerges in your first year of life. So, Compose, we'll bring you back on. Please stop moving goalposts. That's the actual fallacy committed. I know you tried to start our show with a fallacy, accusing of fallacies. Let's not move goalposts. Sentience is not a two neurons fired and electricity between them.
Would you say perception is consciousness?
Perception is likely an element of consciousness.
So if you perceive something, like you hear something, you're conscious, right?
No, not right.
No.
Because it depends on what you mean by hearing. If you hear something, excuse me, I'm Compose, I'm explaining it to you. Compose, I'm explaining it to you. If you hear something, Compose, can I please be allowed to explain, or are you going to keep whining again? It depends on what your definition of hearing is. If hearing is audio causing a reaction to stimulus, then no, hearing is not necessarily perception. Perception would be the intake of that audio and a brain state capable of processing.
Yep.
And there's another word after processing that audio. But basically considering the audio, being able to make decisions about responding to that audio.
Interpreting.
It is how I would describe hearing, and I would agree those capable of that likely are conscious. Those reacting to stimulus, as we know, dead things without their heads can react to, are not necessarily conscious.
Yeah, reaction to minor stimuli would not be indicative. Reactions to minor stimuli would not be indicative of consciousness. Comatose patients can react to someone touching them. Doesn't mean that they're conscious.
A wasp will sting you after you cut its head off.
May whatever.
That's true too.
I don't even know that analogy. So
You don't understand
18
that?
weeks,
That makes sense.
18 weeks
of
what?
course, a bee will still sting you because it doesn't need its head to do those things.
Right. It can react fully to stimuli and even have the appearance of being a fully acting agent, despite the fact that its head has been removed, so it can't be. So things can give the illusion of consciousness even post having lost consciousness.
Okay, so would you say that memory retention is also consciousness?
Likely an element of consciousness.
Okay, so when a baby, 18 weeks, it starts hearing the mother's voice and it starts reacting to sounds from the outside. And when that baby is born, it can recognize its mother. So how does the baby remember its mother's voice if it wasn't conscious in the womb?
It doesn't remember.
Yeah, right.
The
It
voice.
doesn't. You can't actually prove it does remember its mother's voice.
It actually does. Could you
cannot,
show me?
Excuse me. Hey, compost. Compost. First of all, you're describing a delivered baby. So if a memory was formed in the womb, I don't know if you know this, but since we established 24 weeks is when the consciousness may begin to emerge. I'm not done, compost. Compost, not done.
Hold on.
There's a
memory
full.
was a form of
Okay, cool. I'm just going to go ahead and mute you. I did not say it was a form of consciousness. I said memory is likely a component of consciousness. We also told you that consciousness certainly doesn't show up before about 24 weeks. It could show up later. So if you're saying there is a memory formed, you would have to show that it is, and that's somehow exceptional and proves that these fetuses that we're arguing about prior to 24 weeks are conscious. You would need to show me prematurely 20-week-old babies, up to 23-week-old babies, who are able to also correctly identify specifically their mother's voice and that a memory is formed. Otherwise, you are describing 18 weeks of development post out of the womb, and it may be the case that there is some kind of memory that shows up later on. This would be in the 34 to 40 week mark. The place where abortions do not happen arbitrarily. In fact, most abortions happen because out of compassion. This baby is either dead or going to die and will suffer in front of you. They have no kidneys. If you want to deliver the baby, they're going to drown on their own blood, or we can kindly put them to sleep and they never wake up. That is what most late-term abortions are, and things within that category. So it wouldn't even matter if you sat there and if you proved that a baby could recognize their mother if that baby was born after the 24-week mark, because we're describing consciousness as if it arises in gestation, as arising in gestation around no earlier than the 24-week mark. Compost, I muted you to make sure you would listen and actually understand, because you have a very surface level, poor understanding of everything you're trying to bring up.
So bad.
And I'm correcting you on the very basics of it. If you would like to go and take a course, there are free ones online on embryology, and then call back, you can, or you can move on to a argument about the left hating women that has nothing to do with abortion, because you have shown in now multiple categories that you aren't familiar with embryology and you don't really understand, I think, abortion anyway.
At all.
So go ahead, compost. Let's see what you chose. You want to try a different line of why the left hates, or you're going to stick on abortion?
I'm going to stick on abortion for now. I think you guys are on the rope. I think you guys
Where's
are
a
on the
woman's
rope.
vellum?
Compost, I'm more than comfortable with you. Sometimes I like the easy calls. Legitimately, This is going to be one of the ones where people are going to be like, I heard Compost beat you. And I'm like, really? Go watch. Go watch the Compost call. If anyone thinks Compost won, I just ask they watch.
I just want to make sure he's ever actually touched a woman before for a second. Where is a woman's vellum?
I think he's not going to answer that.
Very sexy.
I said, where is a woman's vellum?
No, that you assume that because of the way that I think that I've never touched a woman before.
I think a woman would be making a terrible decision to let them touch you, but dumb women exist.
I know he's just trying to. Anyway, so
I
where's
actually don't
vellum?
even know which word. So the hard part is I don't know what word vellum is, and I know the women. I know the sexual anatomy of women pretty well. Are you making up a word to see?
No,
if
I am not. I am not. It's a real
How do you
body
spell
part. No, so we can Google it.
Yeah, but it's already too late. He's already shown he doesn't.
Yeah, he already is. So
why do I need to know that though?
I'm just testing your knowledge.
No, why do I need to know that though?
Oh, this is why I didn't know, because I wanted to be a gynecologist back in the day. That was my education line I was going to go, and I thought you were asking about a part of the sexual anatomy. I was like, I don't know what the fuck you are talking about.
I know, guys. It's the soft palate of the mouth. The roof of your mouth. You have one too. It's a trick question for a reason because
we're making fun of you, Compost. That's why you are confused. Compost, what's the next point you want to make?
No.
Okay.
No.
Have a good night, buddy.
Deuces.
You guys are terrible.
Okay.
Says you.
You did a great job, Compost.
Says you. You guys hate women so much.
Right.
Again, the Republicans have abortions, so you're not doing much with that. Congratulations.
And having abortions has nothing to do with hating women.
How many per capita? Hold on. How many per capita?
You tell us. You must have that stat ready, right?
13%? Did you say 13%?
You are, wait, why are you asking us like a quiz as though you know the answer?
I'm asking you guys.
Why? You don't trust what we're saying. You're basically saying we're wrong and lying about everything. So you should only be bringing up information you're ready to fucking tango with, buddy.
You are. You guys, you didn't even know when a baby
started hearing her.
Compost, you were wrong about when a baby starts forming hearing-based memories.
Yeah, you were wrong about hearing. You're wrong about when they move.
Right. At 18 weeks, that's when you first start to see the structures of the hippocampus form, which means you can't form memories before then. So it literally wouldn't be until 24 weeks that you'd be able to form. As far as being able to react to audio stimuli, there are literally creatures who do not possess the ability to hear sound who can react to audio stimuli. There are deaf creatures who can react to audio stimuli.
Hold on, example.
There's a bunch of fish.
Yeah, and I will say, like, I don't think he understood any part of what I said when I said earlier that minor, like, reactions to minor stimuli is not a show of consciousness.
Correct.
Perhaps consciousness was too big of a word for him. Listen, Compost, I got to be honest with you. I have never met someone that had reached their full potential until you.
Did you know that there are plants that actually respond to the sound of bugs chewing?
They're not human beings.
I know. You asked for an example of an organism that doesn't hear but responds to audio stimuli.
But we're talking about abortion.
Then why did you ask the question for an example of an organism that can't hear but reacts to audio stimuli?
Animal, not plant. Animal.
You didn't say animal.
Plants are less sentient.
I said organisms,
than
but
animals.
fine. Roundworms.
Is a plant an animal?
Roundworms.
Plants are less sentient than animals. That was probably the perfect example.
Right. Also roundworms, by the way. Roundworms. There are literally a species of roundworms that have no ears. They don't even have a nervous system, but they respond. No, they do have a nervous system. They have no ears. They have no auditory organs, but they respond to airborne sound waves.
Okay, and?
Do spiders have ears?
No.
And yet spiders respond to sound.
Yes, they do.
So what I said earlier, even if you want to make it animals, and by the way, I gave you the exact example right of way. Fish don't have ears.
To be
What's
conscious.
that?
Okay.
The point is that you
So
don't
you're
have
saying
to have
something that
working
doesn't
ears
need
to
to be-
react to audio stimulus. You don't have to have sentience to react to audio
Okay,
stimulus,
I accept
which
that.
I've
Thank you.
proven now with
Hold on,
both
thank you.
plants and
Hold on,
animal
thank you.
examples.
Thank you. Hold on. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You have a lot more to
So
thank me for today than just
agree
this.
that
But
things don't appear to be conscious. Okay.
sorry, what?
You're saying that things don't need to be here to be conscious.
That's not what I said. I actually already said earlier that the perception that if your hearing includes the processing and computing of audio, if that is your definition of hearing that you are using, then it would require a conscious agent. If it is just using auditory organs to react to stimuli without higher brain, then it wouldn't require a conscious individual.
Okay.
Yep. I don't know why you're talking down, like you're using this tone as though we didn't just whoop your ass. Literally, like the lack of self-awareness amongst MAGA, the fact that you think I'm actually proving your point is crazy, man. Okay.
Lack of self-awareness, lack of comprehension skills, lack of understanding.
Give me a very comprehensive explanation of how I've proven your point.
You literally just admitted that something doesn't need to hear to be conscious or to react to stimuli.
To react to stimuli.
Conscious individuals do not need. You do not have to be a conscious individual to react to auditory stimuli, which the whole point was that just because a fetus reacts to auditory stimuli does not make it conscious. So no, not only does that not make your point, it debunks your point.
It actually proves my point.
Great. Explain how.
How?
Because you're saying, okay, at 24 weeks, you said that a baby can hear, correct?
I think 24 weeks is probably around when they can hear. I'm not actually. I can double check. I have my chart.
Hold on, Jimmy. If we're gonna be honest, like a 24-week-old baby is born and absolutely can't hear because at that point they're outside the womb. So congratulations, yes.
Oh, a 24-week baby for sure. 24-week fetus
can hear, yeah.
At the level of higher processing and consideration to the level a fetus potentially can. Again, we actually don't know. There are people who argue that babies don't actually emerge sentience until sometime in their first year. But it would appear that around the 25, I've just found it on my chart, 25 to 26 weeks, consistent responses to sound and voices can be observed and cause changes in movement and heart rate.
Okay, so they're processing sound.
Potentially.
Yeah.
They are responding to sound. We actually don't know whether or not they're processing it, but we know they're responding to it.
Yeah. Like,
I'm sorry,
crazy,
what?
Dude. Disingenuous as fuck.
No, it isn't.
What does potential
I literally
mean?
said potentially. And that is the honest. It can't be disingenuous, Compost, unless we stop.
I'm looking at shit right
Okay, I've muted you again because you don't understand. Stop. The genuine answer, the actual true answer that an embryologist, a scientist would give you is potentially. There are good indicators that this is likely the case. However, there are still things that we don't know about sentience and consciousness.
Because we don't test on humans.
Well, and we can't. There's certain things like we never can know. We don't actually know that we are conscious more than a level of illusion. We have an experience of consciousness, but people believe that consciousness is greater than that simultaneous processing. And so what actual consciousness is still ill-defined. So the actual correct answer, because we can't communicate with them and talk to them, is there are indicators that they are potentially responding to audio stimulus more than just knee-jerk reaction, more than just not habitually, instinctually. There are indicators that may emerge around 25 to 26 weeks within the womb. So I don't know how it can be disingenuous when it is literally the accurate and correct answer.
So your argument is just maybe.
No, it isn't. It's even. It's probably. It's actually closer. It's actually closer to probably.
What's the difference between probably and maybe?
An establishment of likelihood.
I think probably and maybe are the exact same thing.
They literally definitionally are not. Anything with any percentage of likelihood. Nope. If I have to, I'm going to keep explaining basic concepts to you with you on mute. Maybe can be used for any level of likelihood. You could say something that has a 1% likelihood, maybe. 99% likelihood, maybe. Probably indicates that you have passed majority and it is more likely to happen than not. That it is probably going to happen, especially in this colloquial form. Probable, if you are talking about in a statistics class, can diverge from that. However, it doesn't diverge down to the state of maybe. Maybe is an establishment that it is a possibility at any level, whereas probably indicates probable, more likely to happen than not. Compost, the 36-year-old who I'm having to explain the most basic language to. MAGA, can you send us someone better? The phone number's on the screen. We're ready to debate with you. 336-543-2101. Can you send us somebody who understands basic concepts? Because we've now wasted 31 minutes on a person who does not get embryology. More than 31 minutes. We've wasted 31 minutes is just how long his microphone was unmuted. And so we've muted him quite a bit. I used to have, where did the timer go? I added a timer to this tool. I fixed the website today and I think I might have lost the timer when I did it. Anyway.
Oh, I did see the website updated. Okay.
You like it? It's much more modern.
It tripped me up for a second.
It's
also,
and now there's little green outlines. Like if it's your day for a show, it's like, this is where you should go. And if there's things you haven't done, red outlines that you're supposed to.
I did see all of that. Yeah.
It's good stuff. Anyway, compost. That's the difference between maybe and probably. I don't care if you are the only person in the world who uses it differently.
I use them conjunctually.
If I say I maybe will give you $20 or I probably will give you $20, if you're literally saying those are the same thing, then I don't know what, you haven't been participating in society then, because that's not how people use those words.
It's not a guarantee that you're not going to give me $20.
Nobody said either one was. You said there's no difference between maybe and probably. They're not the same.
Same, but different.
Nope, just different. Nope, just different.
No.
Oh, he's doing great.
Okay. Hey, Compost, you've lost on every single point you've made so far tonight. Are you wanting to make another one, or are you going to keep trying to quote a James Franco movie? Is he your favorite because of the sexual abuse of women? Is that why you're quoting James Franco quotes?
What?
Are you quoting James Franco because he's a big hero to you because he used his position of power to get to sexually abuse women?
Hold on. What did I say that was a James Franco quote?
Same, but different. Same, but different is literally from the movie The Interview.
No, that's from Sugi.
No, it's from The Interview.
You don't know who Sugi is?
It's from The Interview.
No, it's from these dudes who teach people Japanese, and Sugi's catchphrase is same, but different.
And when did that start?
Because some Japanese words are the same, but different.
And when did that start?
A while ago. They're pretty funny.
Oh, well, a while ago. I'm vanquished.
I don't even know who James Franco is.
Okay.
So he's just saying he's a weeb. It's okay.
What is the next point you'd like to make? Because we're on a roll, destroying every single point you've made.
You haven't destroyed any of my points.
Okay.
You also haven't made a sentient point.
No, I'd say he tried. We just destroyed him.
Oh, well.
Your most recent one was that the words maybe and probably have no difference.
This elementary school banter or whatever. It's not going to work.
Compost.
You've
First of
already
all-
shown that anything that we would be trying to do to you is getting under your skin.
Yeah.
With you doing a mocking voice, using a slur, all of these things, we've already gotten under your skin. It's already obvious. So
You've got us under your skin.
When did I use the slur?
You've got us under. Now he wants to debate whether spurging is a slur or not.
What? Spurging
What?
is a slur?
What?
Are you
Using
new to
the
this
using the
world?
phrase of an oppressed minority in America to try and as an insult is a slur?
what a concept.
What? That's a slur? When did that become a slur? That sounds gay. Call it gay. Would you, Compost? Would you call that being a slur gay? Okay, bye, Compost. I'm not going to talk to silence. Compost doesn't know that Fiona and me do it in my van every Sunday. Compost doesn't have a Fiona. Nobody's banging that person. Last chance if you want to call in and debate us, 336-543-2101. 336-543-2101. Is Ben still being nonsense in chat?
I
Or did he
haven't seen
finally
it,
leave?
but I haven't seen him, but I also wasn't looking. So there
Remember
is
when
that.
his defense of loving Obama is that Obama's like Charles Manson, the guy who was put in prison for murder because
It's the
indirect
difference
murder is
between-
better.
Yeah, direct and indirect.
By the way, some of the people who did those murders didn't have to spend their whole life in prison. They got out before because he was actually held more responsible for the murders than the murderers.
Oh, he's upset because he got timed out for what, 600 seconds?
Oh, whoever timed you out, let me just say, they're getting a raise. Do it in Luthien. Was it you who timed out Ben?
No, that wasn't me.
Oh, okay. I was going
I
to say
think it
something super inappropriate
was-
if it was.
The only person I've seen time someone out, I can't remember their name now, but I almost gave them a W in the chat.
Whoever timed out Ben, tell me on Discord
see.
and I'll buy you a Steam game. Probably Pal World.
Last person I saw time someone out was Dylan, but that was a minute.
Dylan. I miss Dylan. I haven't seen Dylan in ages.
Yeah. I had to scroll up and find the name because I had to remind myself. So, like, I bet, with Ben's logic, he would also have to say that neither Hegseth nor Trump are responsible for the death of 168 schoolgirls in Manab.
Wait, Dylan was here tonight? And I missed Dylan.
Yeah, he's in the chat right now.
Is he?
Yeah.
They said earlier, it seems like he's not here now. Dylan, I haven't seen you in ages. If I could ruffle your hair right now, I would.
Yeah, it says I can't remember. He said I can't remember if he did.
He is here? Why am I not seeing him in my chat?
I don't know.
Dylan, you DM me if you want Power World. I'll send you Power World. I'd send you whether you did or didn't. Ben. Or timeout. Ben. 336-543-2101. 336-54. There you are, Dylan.
There he is.
No, I know you got burnt out. I remember and everything. I'm just happy to see you and know that you're doing okay. Yeah, I'm just glad you're around. Let's see.
We love that.
Yeah, Dylan's great. Dylan is like an OG mod.
Ooh.
Dylan's been riding with me since 2000 and like, bro, Dylan, what's it been like? What's it like right at the beginning? Like 2019, 2018? I don't know.
No. So Ben, this is gonna be the last time I respond to you, but let me break this apart for you, right? So when you said that there was a difference between direct and indirect when it comes to murders, right?
Yeah.
When you use that to defend Obama, with your own logic, following through with its conclusion, you would also have to say that neither Pete Hegseth nor Donald Trump are responsible for the death of 168 schoolgirls in Manab because it was indirect. That is the end of your logical statement.
Bro, I'd almost argue in most cases, in those scenarios, it's actually arguably worse. If you're murdering on behalf of your leader, they are almost certainly exploiting ideologies, like dogmatic ideologies, like in the case of the military, the cult-like American patriotism. We literally take young boys mostly, tear them down, remove their personality, and ask them to go murder on our behalf. Obama exploited children that he participated in the brainwashing of, adopted their cult leader position, and had them and robots. I mean, let's be clear, robots was there. I mean, drones were being piloted, at least. They weren't AI drones, but was literally, and not to mention taking advantage of that. It's kind of like, it is harder to kill a person with a gun that you are facing. But when you're in traffic and somebody cuts you off, you wish for them to be dismembered. Like a person will want the worst things to happen to someone, because that separation of glass and metal will totally dehumanize that person to you and make the person just the heartbeat of this fucking vehicle. Yes, I do run. Co-op isn't the right word. We do profit sharing. Co-op wouldn't work well for our company because everybody who is here also independently runs their own things. And nobody wants partial ownership, but basically it's guaranteed profit sharing, and we don't fire people unless it's fucking crazy. So we use a profit sharing system, but we don't use a shared ownership system.
Which is funny. I have such like bad anxiety that I'm like, there was one day you would text me like, hey, you got time to talk? And I was just talking to my main mod, and I was like, yo, I think for some reason my brain was telling me like, I don't think Jimmy wants me on his channel anymore. And I was like, I was like, see, look, she's like, you're overreacting. I'm like, you're probably right, but my brain says it's true.
Legitimately, if the majority of the labor at this channel came and said we would like it to become a co-op, we would. I would let majority rule, but it's not desired. That would be so much work. So I'm glad it's not desired. I like made myself anxious just thinking about it. But yeah, it doesn't work.
Don't do that.
Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about before that. Brain injury.
Oh, you were talking to Dylan about Pal World.
Between those two things now.
Yeah.
I don't remember what was in the middle.
I mean, someone...
Damn, you got a brain injury too? Luthien, do you remember what I was talking about before I got distracted by...
I don't.
No, I think mine is just the fact that I got stuck on another thought process, and so the other train just derailed entirely. I put it on a new
Everybody
track.
here has a brain injury. Okay?
No,
that's what I know.
I don't think I have one, I'll be honest.
Oh my God, did the brain injury give me ADHD?
Didn't you already have it?
No, I only have autism.
Oh.
I feel like Luthien must see it more than anybody. The fact that I can sit down at my computer and for 14 hours straight do very menial tasks that do not have a good return in dopamine all day long and concentrate and be fine with breaks. Like, you still got to take breaks and shit. I feel like Luthien can attest that ain't no way I got the hadiachda.
I have the ADHD. I hate saying that. It's so weird. But yes, I told you that. Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
I don't know why I'm repeating it.
All atheist YouTubers have one or the other, it seems like. It's crazy, actually. It's like legitimately crazy how few who sustain, who like stick around and actually can. If a person stays an atheist YouTuber for more than a year, the odds that they have either ADHD or autism goes up like fucking 98%. It's craziness.
I think that would make sense because it would be a hyper focus. I know. I think it's
if Comrade Toots wasn't mean to me half the time, I would find this comment he just made charming. Sometimes I forget why Jimmy's talking. He tends to long-wind it sometimes. I also sometimes forget why I'm talking because I tend to long-wind it sometimes. But Comrade Toots is a legitimately mean person.
Damn, I don't know them, so I can't like defend anybody. So, what was I gonna say?
They just shit talk. They're just a shit talker. They'll talk a lot of shit when I'm on, and apparently the option to not watch when I'm on doesn't occur to them.
So I will say this is, so Jimmy might remember this. Who knows? Luthien might remember this too. I don't know. But like when
we've
they were
had like 5 more calls and hangups, just so you know, guys. We want to talk to these people. They keep bailing. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. I believe they'll remember this, but like when they first talked to me about actually coming on and saying, like, you know, their pre-interview being like, is she a cool person or whatever, and like not crazy. They're like, so what are your religious beliefs? And I'm just like, I'm more agnostic. You guys are still moving me further and further away from that too.
That's another good reason why co-op doesn't work for our company. We necessarily have to discriminate, and there are only certain ways you can legally. We won't. I'm not going to hire a person here, but if we did, so there are certain roles that if we had it as a regular company and not, I have the right to hire whatever contractors I want. I don't have the right to disqualify a person from a listed position on the basis that they are Christian. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't say all Christians aren't, but certainly a Christian nationalist or a person who gives their money to the Mormon church. You're not legally allowed to do that.
That is true. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that would be against the EEOC.
Jack, if your number is blocked.
That's why. Yeah, don't star 69 this shit.
What'd you do? What'd you do to deserve getting blocked?
Hey, when do you think you're going to start going live on TikTok?
I don't know.
Oh.
Soon.
What?
I think TikTok, and guys, get ready to cancel me. Here's my deal. Arguably, my job is debating Christian nationalists for a living. Is the most effective way to do that by avoiding where the Christian nationalists are? I don't know that I think that that is the case. So right now, I am trying to decide whether or not I am going to start streaming places Christian nationalists are, which would mean Christian nationalist platforms, which would mean Twitter. Yep. I wouldn't do it as it would be the live stream only with no VOD, only when we are live. Clips and everything would come after, but legitimately they are hiding. It's funny because MAGA acts like we're the one in echo chambers. They are literally hiding from anywhere. That right now, MAGA is desperately avoiding information because Donald Trump and MAGA is failing. And it's very obvious that they're failing. And we told them it would fail for the reasons it has failed. Nobody has blocked you then if you called in and got disconnected right as you were getting answered. Unless you said or did something fucking weird or strange. Jimmy's just getting over hoping that TikTok died off. I don't know. It's funny because you don't hear. I no longer. I get maybe one TikTok link to be sent a month, but I still get TikTok links, or I still get links from everything else a lot sooner.
I sent you 10.
Yeah, I know. I forgot. Yeah, you did do that recently.
Yeah,
for potential
sincerely though, if you give me like a script that I can like copy paste to the majority of them, I will send the message. Some of the men I won't do it because they're already creepy and I don't need that in my inbox.
Yeah.
But I will absolutely, if we come up with this like a copy paste message where I can just pop in their name, I'll send it to them.
Hell yeah. So the thing is someone said they thought that I was about to announce Truth Social. I would do it if I thought it would be effective, but Truth Social doesn't have any users. It's all dead internet. I'm not even joking. Go there. There's like the same few old people being fooled by stuff, and otherwise it's all ads and bots. There's no real users on Truth Social.
It is so bad. Like if you go on, just because I only go on it to look at Trump's page, right? And between every other post, literally like you have one post, ad, one post, ad, one post, ad. It's just between every post, there's a freaking ad. Sometimes there's 2 ads, and it's always, why do I get all the ads with, I mean, I'm not necessarily complaining, but they all look like AI women's boobs in my face.
Jimmy Hassan has been brought up so many times on these debates, you might as well become his fan at this point. No, I don't dislike Hassan. If Hassan wanted to hang out, I'd hang out. If Hassan wanted to collab, I'd collab. I wouldn't describe myself as a fan of, I don't consume content in the same realms that I am in. You said that I bailed out, and then after I tried to call back, I get busy tones, called from a friend's phone just to see what happened, and it went to the IVR. Then first of all, you and I did not talk today, Jack. Unless you were, did we talk to somebody called Jack at the beginning of the show?
No, not at all.
then I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If you're saying you're one of the people who called in and I said bailed, we have a long list of people who called in and then bailed. Let's see. It looks like was there a person, Luthien, who called in with the name Jack and did something crazy that you snoozed them for the day?
No.
Then
I have
I
only
don't-
snoozed one person today, and it was someone who called like 10 times in a row and would hang up as soon as I answered.
It kind of
Yeah,
sounds
they're
like what
just-
Jack is saying he was doing in chat, that he kept trying to call. So Jack,
Oh.
use your friend's phone. Call in, get screened, we'll get you on air. If you're actually here and ready to debate. Do you think we don't want calls? Jack, we don't know who you are. Why would we be scared of you? Like, legitimately. If some reason your phone isn't working with our system, don't know why that would be, but if that's the case, then use your friend's phone. You said you have access to it. Do that one. Go see if I can find a recent number added to our ban list anywhere. Oh boy. Oh boy. You got any cool plans this week?
Let's see. Doing my own show tomorrow, and then I'm back on
You do shows
on
without
Thursday. I know.
me? What the fuck?
I'd invite you to come over on mine, but also, you know, I don't distribute out money the same way, so I'm a semi-greedy person, but I'm not.
All right, Jack, I just unsnoozed the last like several days of
Ooh.
callers who were on snooze, not on bans. Bans earn it. But if they had any kind of snooze, they got removed. I guess it would have been from any of the shows in the last 24 hours. So if you're on that list, you're not now. Otherwise, it's your fault. And I don't know what to tell you. It was so weird to be like, I tried calling from the other phone and it did work.
So
then I
weird.
hung up again.
So I hung up again. But
What happened with that last call, Luthien? Luthien?
Hello?
Oh, someone called into chat. I don't want to. Oh, apparently, I saw it earlier. The person I was saying is mean to me. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Apparently, they only are mean to me. They like me except when I talk about AI, which is fine. A year from now, you're all going to be saying the same stuff I said and acting like the things you were yelling at me for were not the things I said. Legitimately, like, we're going to look back and go, all of the shaming we tried to do to people using AI instead of AI creators or AI, like the AI providers, was dog shit. Again, I'm not talking about slop. Slop is dumb.
Yeah, that's
and
just
that
dumb.
shit, like that shit, it's not even for like monetary benefit. It's not a person trying to survive. It's just seeming to try to get some sort of platform awareness. And so you should socially shame those people. Jimmy's too flaky to game with Javon. That's not true. I game with Javon all the time. Do you mean on air, like live? Javon and I play games somewhat often. I'm not waiting 5 to 10 minutes for you to try again, Jack. You either call now or we're fucking calling it a goddamn night. Ari has to leave at the latest in 23 minutes. So if people want to get on and debate us right now, you can do so. I can't wait to tell AI Jimmy that real Jimmy was correct. Yeah, because they're going to fucking take me out. AI Jimmy's what you're going to have left.
Yeah.
Apparently Instagram is getting rid of AI creation. I know that they're going to be adding filtering, and I think
Interesting.
YouTube's supposed to be doing something too, and better labeling. But when you say getting rid of AI creation, it's going to be, the only things getting rid of are those things which are 100% AI generated. And anymore, that's pretty much all you could get rid of, because now it's almost impossible to even use an app that isn't in some way benefiting from AI, like little things. A lot of people use Minvo and Riverside, and they have their transcript analyzed, and it's like, please just show me the places where the best clips are, and then please identify like when I'm using the word like as a filler instead of the correct way. Please get rid of my pauses. Please get rid of that kind of shit. It's impossible pretty much to not have AI in all of your life at this point. But people have this sort of view now that's really annoying, where they're like, the level to which I use AI and AI in my life is the acceptable level. Everyone who does it differently or more than that cancel them. They're evil. I do not accept any use of AI at all, period, except for all the AI I'm using all the time.
Meh. But what I was going to say, this is me when my tism and whatnot, is I'll be back on the line, well, your channel, on Thursday.
Yeah, are you with Lux on Thursday?
No, the schedule said Jovan.
I don't care as long as it's not me.
Okay.
Thursday's going to be pretty good. Thursday is right now, Tuesday, Fridays is physical therapy on my neck and head.
Ooh.
But Thursdays is my back. And they've added massage therapy to my sessions. I had the first one last week. This lady, so fucking good. Oh my God. I'm like, even once it's not being paid for by another person's insurance because of a car wreck, I got to figure out how to keep that in my budget. She's fucking magical. It was so good. I literally was like, can I book you for my girlfriend right after me as my gift? She's this week also getting a massage because this person's so good at it.
Very nice.
Oh,
That's what I'll be looking forward to in 10 days. 10 days. Yeah.
It's unnecessary. Dylan, AI, what do you mean it's unnecessary? There's a lot of things in AI that are unnecessary, but no, to maintain any amount of competitiveness and to survive in the giant corporate world, telling people to not use AI to become more efficient is asking them to lose their job and let them be replaced by these big companies and by AI. Basically, right now, your only chance of any kind of economic normalcy, comfort, is to have some sort of independent hustle. And AI has gotten incredible, which is a bad thing, but people are mostly running off of what they think. But there's no doubt that as far as like, if you're in school and you're using AI to cheat, anything that you use AI to cheat with, you are making yourself dumber. And it should be that what they are teaching you in school, they're teaching you those things in school that are important for you to actually know and not rely on others for.
I like, AI should not be used to teach people. It's also, it has made people that were already intellectually lazy be further
intellectually uncurious.
Yeah. Further lazy about how they look into things, right? Where they're like, well, I just put it into Chat GPT. I'm like, Ray, did you click the little click mark, the paper clip looking mark? Like, did you click that little icon to see what source you were getting it from? And did you actually read the source? So that's where we're saying like intellectually lazy.
There's also an unfortunate thing that if you guys dislike AI, you probably don't pay for a pro model. And I'm not telling you to pay for a pro model, but I will tell you at the level of user, the difference between using the Chat GPT built into Bing or Gemini summary and using a pro $20 a month Perplexity account, they are miles different at the level of the user. And the desire for that company to deliver to you the product you're after. Because here's actually one of the funny things. Any type of OpenAI, Claude, Gemini, anything you can do, there's the other side of the climate, I understand that. But anything you can do for free, even if you're not going to put yourself in it, you should absolutely do. You should do it and not have an unhealthy reliance, because every time you use ChatGPT for free, you pretty much just cost them money and don't really give them very valuable training data. So it's one of those things where like you can literally just be a burden on them. But yes, it is a very, very different different thing. I don't know what we're calling the sunk cost fallacy there. Somebody just said sunk cost fallacy.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know which person is being accused of a sunk cost fallacy. I can't imagine. It's probably somebody else in chat, because everything I just said is very far from even possibly being sunk cost fallacy. Anyway, we even talked for another like 10 minutes and Jack still didn't call in. So, and now we're down to 17 minutes if Jack did call in. So Jack, I guess you can call next time. Oh, fuzzy logic. People are not ready to hear about Claude Max. Jesus fucking Christ, Claude Max is for $200. If you are a small business owner, for $200 a month, you can basically get the equivalent of this is going to sound so shitty and so anti-worker, but it will be the most valuable employee as far as dollars in, dollars out by a lot. And for $200, if you only have $200, you couldn't actually hire somebody for $200 a month and get a reasonable for $200 a month, which is their highest max plan. Fucking Christ, the things Claude Max can do. It is absolutely bananas.
Yeah, someone in my TikTok chat, Jay, just said that that's what they do is they pay $200 a month for Claude AI. But sorry, my brain went completely off the rails again. Did you see that video of Hegseth? It was when they were he was behind Scott Bessent when they were at the renaming of the base in South Carolina for Lindsey Graham. We found out what Pete Hegseth's jail is that he uses.
Jail? Which jail he uses?
Yeah, gel. Sorry.
Gel. What hair? Oh, yeah. Is it gum?
No, it's his snot.
Oh, yeah, the wiping thing. I'll tell you this. Guys, go to linepod.app if you want to be a part of our news app that we use for the podcast. The podcast is coming back Thursday. Does Jimmy still think AI is going to take like 30% of jobs? No, I think it's going to take 90% of jobs. I think it's actually going to make employment essentially impossible, and that we are headed toward. I don't know how to solve it, and we have to do something. But no, 30% is we're talking about timescales. 30% of jobs in under 10 years, maybe. And that's very easy if you count taking jobs as eliminating a job, but also if there's a different job people go to, the jobs are still lost. That's easily done in 5 years because that's already happening. There will be actually a surge of jobs at some point. For a short period of time, we will need lots of quote unquote prompt engineers. The thing is once that short period of time is over and those people are the models are trained on those people, it's going to get way worse. What do you mean 90%? Now, I've always said it's going to eliminate. AI will be capable of taking all jobs. A small group of rich people, if we stay capitalist, will maintain their position and everybody will have to live under some sort of fascist collective poverty while that's like the fascist capitalism keeps doing its thing, or we switch to socialism. Yeah, it's fucking, the future's crazy. Yes, so LLMs are okay, but new agentic models with reasoning are nuts. Been messing with LangChain. And by the way, fucking Meta released theirs, and it's not nearly as good as Claude. Well, it's as good as Claude 4.8, but it's as good as Claude as 4.8 or Opus 4.8, which was a pretty good model. But now Opus 5 and Fable 5 are so beyond it that it's like, it's good, but it's kind of the goofy little brother where it's like, remember when I thought you were cool? The thing is that Meta's new coding thing, while only being as good as Opus 4.8, costs like 10% of the number of tokens, which is fucking crazy. 90% of jobs in how many years? The hard part is that number is almost impossible to predict because the way in which it is advancing. And when we hit that phase where AI is improving itself, truly like takes it off, that could be a rapid development where it's like, I could say that's going to be 10 years from now or 20 years from now, but 5% of the actual progress towards that happens in the first 18 years. And when people are like, oh, it's only 5%, look how bad Jimmy was. And then you pass that moment and the remaining 95% happens in 2 years, that it's honestly difficult to predict. The technology is so crazy. And if you guys haven't fucked with Opus 5 and Fable 5, by the way, I don't know how well I could show it to you, but I even like, while I'm making these programs that are going to help our company, and they are and will help us remain competitive, there's time while they're programming that I have nothing to do. So I make other programs that are more for me. And I've literally got now a machine over here. It's a special scanner that I can stack. I have a very large collection of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Nice. I've literally created a program with this machine for creating a very personal digital version of my collection of cards. And so this bulk scans them, the cards, and like I've got boxes of them right next to me. These are a couple of old ETB boxes just full of them. And I also have a barcode printer now. So I'm like putting barcodes. Where's the one I just made? I'm putting barcodes. I'm like creating a whole inventory system to track. So if some card that I forgot I had suddenly skyrockets in value and I've got a $500 Snorlax somewhere, I can literally locate it immediately.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Smart.
Shit's ridiculous. Hearing Jimmy support AI is so hard. You are incorrect about support. This is what's so fucking annoying. It's legitimately like acknowledging what fossil fuels are capable of fueling and how useful those things have been, how powerful they are, and how necessary they are to compete and remain relevant, while large companies aren't doing what they should do to eliminate the need for fossil fuels, is not the same as supporting AI or supporting fossil fuels. These are old, tired arguments. And of course, here we are 11 minutes from the show ending. We've got a couple of people trying to call in and queue up. Let's see if anybody gets... Okay, one of the guys already bailed again. Probably fucking Jack, who keeps saying he gets hung up on or.
And the first one is this someone that's called in like every, I don't know.
You've called 6 times before, but you're calling today to ask if we think Donald Trump is a good president.
Bro, that means you've been here the whole time. Are we okay? I mean, I know we're not, but are we okay?
Nuclear energy is incredible, and we should embrace it. Nuclear technology may end the world.
Did you like my gold star for Ben?
In fact, AI is incredible in a socialist framework. I do love it. The top is very girthy.
I couldn't, you know what?
It kind of looks like you did a perfect Star Trek symbol and then you threw the other arms on it.
You know, that could be it.
Yeah, you do seem like a Star Trek nerd.
Okay. You know what? I'm the person that likes Star Trek and Star Wars. Hot take.
I got to start telling everybody when we intake them initially, hey, if I send you the text, do you have time to talk? Can we call? I'm not firing you. I just prefer the efficiency of phone calls. Because you're like the third promise, apparently, every time I'm like, hey, can we talk? And sometimes I'm like, hey, can we talk? Because I want to tell her about my doctor's appointment. And she still thinks I'm going to fire her.
No, mine, like, I acknowledge mine is just me. And I was like in a moment where I'm like, I think everybody hates me for some reason. And then it was not. And then I had to get myself out of it, which my friend Luca also, when Ben was on the call and was just going through his whatever, was like, Ben is right. You have to share all of your numbers, mother's maiden name, social security number, common, but not publicly available information, but only share them with Luca.
All right, we'll very briefly try and take this call. Obvious troll is obvious. Kyle is calling in from Florida, pretending to not be a troll. Kyle, I mean, it's very obvious. This is a troll call.
No, I was just wondering if you think he's a good president.
Donald Trump? No, I think he's the worst president that America has ever had. I also don't believe that you actually are a Republican with they, them pronouns.
Okay. Can I tell you something? I've had a really bad year. My dad has died of a brain bleed and...
No, Kyle, I'm muting you now. You're not calling to trauma dump on me and see if you can emotionally manipulate the call to go some way. We've all had bad years and bad lives, and Donald Trump has made them all fucking worse. So when I unmute you, if you want to have a talk, we can talk, but I'm not doing your... I've had a bad year, this, treat me sensitively. If you are not equipped to be here and talk to me as me and Ari as Ari, you should go mourn your dad instead of being here. But if you want to have a conversation as fucking humans and equals, stay on the line. You're unmuted. Cool. He doesn't want to have... They don't want to have that conversation. They only want to call in and trauma dump and tell us their list of fucking
woe is me, unfortunately.
Can I tell you about? No, we've all had fucking bad years, dude. Everybody's had people they love die this year. If you knew a single Middle Eastern person, They might be dead. No, the Middle East has a lot of people. Hope you didn't have any Palestinian friends. I literally have only like 3 Palestinian friends who I had before. I've made some more sense. And all 3 of them have had family members or friends in Gaza die. Like, legitimately, I don't want to fucking start a call with how I need to put on kid gloves because you've had a bad year. You're a Republican. You supported a fucking bunch of people's bad years. Jack in Oregon. Jack, you made it on the air. Apparently you weren't blocked.
Yeah, man. After you did that, I think it worked.
We literally, Jack, if I snooze a call, it doesn't pop back up. I've been seeing your number pop into the queue and drop over and over. It says here 7 total calls. If I snooze you, it doesn't show up, and we get a ticker at the top that tells us how many busy signals it sent out. So I don't know what to tell you, Jack.
Oh, no.
Because I've been seeing you pop in and drop off. Jack,
I got you. Yeah, no worries, man.
What's your point of debate?
I don't get any now. Yeah, I mean, I just so I've heard you essentially like describe yourself as a socialist, right? And I mean, I have sympathy with you. I'm like a social democrat, right? I want capitalism, but I want, a very robust welfare state. And I'm just kind of curious, how would you define your brand of socialism? Is it you want like workers' cooperatives, like a Bash Carson cars sort of thing? Because I guess when I hear you talk about it, it seems to me like a lot of what you advocate for could just be, done under like social democracy. I might have a misconception, but go ahead. I'm monologuing here.
Well, my definition of socialism is the definition of socialism. As far as what I would do, as far as getting toward it. I'm sorry. Was the end of my sentence not interesting to you? What's up?
I just mean, like you said, the definition. So do you mean like workers' ownership of the means of production, or the government ownership of the means of production, rather?
That's close enough.
I barely hear him, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Can you not blow into your phone or wind into your phone, whatever's going on here?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Sorry about that.
In the long run, when you see the progress of AI, of robotics, capitalism has its days numbered. Even if you could argue that capitalism was good in the past, which I disagree with. The whole capitalism, socialism's always failed. So has capitalism, but there aren't rich capitalist powers and a minority who make sure that you can't maintain the system. When socialism has had problems in the past, that you had to cast off socialism, but you have a Great Depression in America and we're not done with capitalism. It's crazy. Anyway, ultimately, full-blown ass communism is the only viable future. So the socialism that I am advocating for is that which transitions us most smoothly and most quickly takes care of the dramatic choice that we have made, which is to keep people in poverty, keep people starving, keep people without having access to healthcare, keep people's lives shorter. Because with the amount of resources we generate in a year and the amount of resources we waste in a year, we have more than enough to make sure that everybody in the world has a basic, dignified level of living.
Yeah, and I hear a lot, like pretty much like the latter half of what you just said. I mean, I completely agree with. I think we could restructure the way we tax, do a lot of things to bolster, healthcare. I mean, I'm for a single payer system, et cetera, et cetera. But like you, it's a lot to unpack because it sounds like you think that AI almost is like kind of like giving us that sort of dreaded end-stage capitalism, and that's like why we have to maneuver.
No, end-stage capitalism existed prior to the development of AI. AI and robotics makes capitalism completely outdated. There is no way to sustain AI and robotics in a capitalist world.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I mean, obviously, I could be like, hopefully that we could lobby the government as constituents to try to do some sort of awesome UBI, but obviously we're at odds with the capital owners who literally, own the AI system. So, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but again, like, I guess when you say you're socialist, because again, everything that you prescribed there, I mean, we could just do that under social democracy. We could just tax heavier. I mean, I'm even in favor of, nationalizing certain utilities, I mean, if it works,
But it's
at the
important to
same
you
time,
that people who were born more fortunate maintain a level of class above people who's were not born as fortunately, because that's what you're describing maintaining. If you're saying, you hear what I'm saying, it all sounds good, but I want to keep some elements of capitalism. What you're describing is you want to keep a rich class because you think that you potentially will have access to that level of luxury, and you want there to be a separation in access. Then what?
I mean,
Then what? Then what? What is it? What is it you would keep about capitalism?
Yeah, so I'm not a temporarily embarrassed millionaire, or I'm not a libertarian.
What would you keep about capitalism if you're saying you agree with what I'm describing, but that you could still do it in social democracy, which you couldn't? But if that is your position, what is it you think is important to keep from capitalism?
So, I mean, there's certain industries that I'd like to remain private, like, and I'm sure you've heard this trope before, of like, I don't want the government in the business of like making Nikes or whatever.
But that's the capitalist framework of the government. In a socialist framework, the government is us, not tyrants.
Right, so this is what, to be fair to you, this is what I kind of wanted to ask, because I don't know what are you advocating for, like workers cooperatives, or are you advocating for stronger?
I already told you, like workers co-ops, I'm sure would be part of the transition state. The only option for the future is full-blown communism. In the meantime, I am not suggesting we try and do a rapid accelerationist descent into communism. I think too many people would die. You have to do it as a transitional state. So co-ops are a great step along the way. That, however, we are probably past where that could be a step anymore. The fucking danger is at our door, and we are going to need mass wealth redistribution initially to get things started, to track resources and everything else. And then we're going to have to do things like become an actual stateless, classless society and actually make basically
You're taking a huge leap there, like massive wealth redistribution, and then saying the next step is being a classless, stateless society. Like, I
didn't say the next step. I said that's the end goal. You're literally like, this is fucking frustrating. You're going to call in the last moments of the show, and then I'm going to explain to you with care what I'm saying, and you're just going to change what I'm saying to what's more advantageous for you to respond to. So, Jack, if you actually care about this, I will be back on Sunday with Jovan. I will talk to you then. Too fucking frustrating to have the last caller be like, so you literally just said the goal would be an end stage after mass redistribution. You would need the class of stateless society. You already established, that by the way is communism, that is an end goal, but you would need to transition to it. And so now, because those are the words you said after the other one, I'm saying, you're saying it's stage mass redistribution, and then the next stage is full-blown communism. We are not moving fast enough, and we are already definitely going to lose a bunch of people. People are going to die because we already didn't do this fast enough. So right now it is trying to reduce how many of those people are going to die. To this Christopher in the chat, communism always deteriorates into mass murder, as opposed to what? Capitalism? You just paid for mass murder.
Oh my God.
What a weird fucking thing to say.
The capitalist society is literally doing that every single day, point blank, period, because your taxes are going straight to that. You are funding the military industrial complex. Like, thank you. Like, we are literally selling war.
I'd like to know why you think we would need to transition to communism ultimately. Well, first of all, it's the only true society that is fair is communism. Socialism, before you hit communism, is still going to have basically class differences. There are going to be people who are left behind, but it'll be a more equitable society, so it'll be a dramatic improvement. Robotics and AI will develop to the point that if they can do every job, why wouldn't they do every job more efficiently, more cheaply, and less dangerously? So in a future where we're socialist and not communist, we've basically created groups of people where it's like, hey, everybody's baseline is good, but some of you will still work not because you'd like to contribute, but because we're making you. It would be more compulsory. Communism, a full-on AI-based tech communism of the future, because AI is excellent in a non-capitalist framework. Capitalism is the problem with AI. The number one thing is like, why would you still be short of communism? And it might be that you have a misunderstanding of what communism means at that point.
That's probably true, which I wanted to point out something.
I thought you knew socialist. Why is he pushing communism? I don't know if you know this, but all communists are socialists. Though Javon disagrees. Javon doesn't agree that communism is a subset of socialism. I just agree with, Marx and Engels that it is.
It's also just like the furthest left you can go. But I thought it was funny. Somebody was pointing out that SDT was like, Ari said she didn't know Alex Jones. No, I've never heard his voice. I've never heard his voice. And the last time...
you never heard him talking about turning the friggin' frogs gay?
No, I literally didn't know that was even from him. Because I don't listen to a lot of the right-wing chuds. I am now getting into listening to some of them for laughs and giggles. But it was John... godless engineer that was like, you sound like Alex Jones when I do my MAGA voice impression.
Or do it again.
Okay. I'm from Louisiana and I voted for Donald Trump.
You kind of do. But he's from Austin. He lives near me. I'm sure we're
I didn't even know
neighbors.
that. I just say random stuff, right?
He'll drive around with a tank. He literally drives around in a tank with like with a bullhorn. And so he'll be like, Democrats are trying to go. Now I guess he's probably saying, impeach Donald Trump. He must be impeached because he's super pissed off at Donald Trump. He wants him impeached. That was the show. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Did Luthien see that one coming? Doubt it.
Probably not.
Rude.
I'll doubt that.